people can watch.
Yeah. Okay, so there is the start. So this is session 4 of the Order of the Stone, and we're going to start with Stella's development phase. So let me turn on development phase. It is on. So then, Stella, if you want to go to your character sheet, there should be a button that says development phase. Click that button and it will do all your rolls for you and do your upgrades for you automatically. Oh, your spot hidden and your track went up. Excellent.
Nice.
Go ahead and bring that off.
6%, both of them.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. Yeah, I got 2% at one once.
Right.
So. Especially since those are kind of important to my role-playing abilities.
Yeah, it looks like Rebecca Shadow's only upgrade last time was a 1% upgrade. Rory didn't get an upgrade. William got 5 upgrades. And I think the professor... Yeah, I don't think you've done yours, Hassan. If you want to do yours, let me turn the development phase back on.
Right, I'm not sure how that happened.
I think you had to leave kind of early last time.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. That's what happened.
Yeah, so if you want to click on that development button, there we go.
10%!
Oh!
Oh, boy.
Nice. Well, you're definitely skilled at driving now.
Learning from your mistakes.
Oh, man, your English, so you have a 90 and you rolled an 89. Oh, so close. So close. Let me turn that development phase off. So let's do a quick recap before we jump right back into the action. So we started out, for various reasons, heading out to sea to intercept the SS Champagne, an ocean liner that was traveling from Ireland back to Boston. When we got there, it was dead in the water. No power, no propulsion. We climbed aboard and saw a scene of carnage. We went through the ship and found only 2 survivors, one of which we killed because he was carrying a sack of body parts and had an axe and seemed to be insane. And the other was a woman named Rebecca O'Shaughnessy, who gave us a scroll to help us to combat whatever evil was on the ship, but she seemed to be aware of this. Now, we were on the ship looking for Professor Nicholas Sebastian and students from Miskatonic University that had been in Ireland on an archaeological dig. And we uncovered evidence that they did more than just discover artifacts, but they brought back into being a creature named Agron from one of 3 stone urns. We found remnants of that urn, but we did not find the other 2. We battled this creature Agron, and it was only through the professor's use of magic that he had discovered on that scroll that we were able to trap the beast on the ship, and then Rory blew the boilers as we escaped into Boston. Once in Boston, William and Stella were approached by a man looking for information on his son, and there had been notice of a murder in the town of Greyport, and the name looked familiar. It was one of those people in the archaeological expedition, one of the students. And so we traveled to the city of Greyport looking for more information, because we surmised that if that student survived, maybe Professor Sebastian survived, and maybe we can find those other 2 urns because they pose a threat to humanity. In Greyport, we uncovered who killed Marco Torres, and it appeared to be these cloaked figures with double-edged knives. And it turned out to be an Irishman named Tobias O'Shaughnessy. It was the brother of Michelle O'Shaughnessy, and he instructed us that he was a member of the Order of the Stone, a group of ancient guardians of those stone urns to keep that beast safely locked away. And it was their mission to try and return it into some sort of containment system where it could not run rampant across the world. We discovered that while Professor Sebastian had not been seen in Greyport, he had a friend that lived there named Lucas Barnes. And in traveling to Lucas's home, we discovered that trail of black ichor along the ground from his little fishing vessel into the house, and we knew that perhaps the beast that we thought we had sent to the bottom of the ocean had survived. Once in the house, we found that it was a scene of disaster, and it looks as though someone had been here. There were tire marks out in the gravel, as though a heavy truck had been parked there recently. But all we found in the house was a note, and I don't know if Stella saw the note. It is going to be handout, probably number 6. Yeah, let me show you that note. You should all have access to it, but I'll pop it up on your screens just in case. We found another handout, much like the one we found on the ship, and it sounds like there's a second entity, Talon. So Agron and Talon, and they need Soth, who must be the third entity. It sounds like, looking at this, that Talon has shown him the lays, and I think it was, might have been Rebecca or William or the professor suggested that those might be ley lines, or ancient lines of power that crisscross the earth, and where they converge. There's often places where supernatural phenomena can happen. And in this letter, he says that the lays converge on Chopak Ta Ridge. The third urn shatters there, that lost and forgotten place, and finally Agron Talon Soth is whole once more. And so it sounds like that is where we need to go, is this Chopak Ta Ridge. There was a trapdoor in the floor, and we went down that trapdoor and ended up in the basement of Lucas Barnes' home. And when we arrived there, we saw that it was the scene of a terrible sacrifice. There was an elderly man's body hanging from the rafters on chains. His entrails spilled out in a ritual circle designed on the floor. And William went up to look at it, and a flash of blue flame lit out, and the beast wrenched itself down from the chains, great smoky tentacles growing out of its mouth as it began to flail around, attacking us. All the while, those blue flames begin to lick at the woodworks above and setting the house on fire. And that is where we will start. So,
Have we rolled sanity for this yet?
I don't think. No, I think we did. Actually, let me check the log, because it's going to be important, because someone... Yeah, we've got some sanity checks here. So, looks like William made his sanity, Professor Walters made sanity, Stella made sanity, Rebecca failed and lost some points. So, I think Rory's the only one that did not do a sanity roll. Let's see.
Oh, and quick question: we reset? Oh no, the daily is the reset inside the game, right?
Right. So that will reset probably after this.
Yes, I keep forgetting that.
So it looks like Rory did fail a sanity roll, and I think he lost sanity. So we should be all set on the sanity rolls. So here is the beast, right here. Everyone else, you should have access to your tokens. Can you move them around? If not, I'll refresh them. But you should be able to move them. Good. All right, let me draw us into a combat. And we can't have combat without combat music, so let's get something going here.
So, just to be clear, do we need anything else in this house right now, or would it be more clever to flee?
I don't think we need anything. We found this note that seems to give us a direction for where we need to go. So combat goes always in dexterity order, and let me just remind you of the scene. So the beast is right here. William is closest to it, and then Stella, the rest of you are coming down the stairs, and the ceiling above you is beginning to ignite on fire. Rory, you are first with a 65 dexterity, and then the beast will attack.
So I will get out my revolver that I bought just recently and attempt to fire at this beast.
Perfect.
Damn.
Let me shoot. I was going to say you should have had a bonus die to that. roll.
Oh, it looks like it's giving me the option, the little box, to roll firearms now.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll that. It looks like it rolled it, but I do see where it gives you the option for a bonus die. So let's do that with the bonus die, because you are pretty close to it. We'll let you roll that again.
No, it will not. Let me push that.
There we go.
Oh, close.
That's close. You could spend 12 luck and make that a hit.
Yeah, I'll spend 12 luck.
Okay. This beast.
And then I'll left it at a 30.
Perfect. Now, when you use a firearm, this will actually kind of count for everybody. You add 50 to your dexterity, so anyone using a firearm is going to get to go before this creature. I know I said it goes next, but if you're using a gun, you'll actually go first.
Oh, nice.
So let me. He will not fight back.
We do have 4 guns in this room. I don't know if everybody's got theirs out, but we got pretty heavy crew.
Let me have you roll your damage on that gun, Rory, if you would. It's 1d8.
Oh, nice.
6. And he seems to have some sort of armor that protects him just a little bit, but he still takes a definite wound there. It would be the beast, but is Rebecca, are you using a weapon, like a firearm?
No, I don't have any weapons.
William, what about you?
Yeah, and I had mine out. I remember
Perfect.
talking about it last week.
Yeah, go ahead and
And I do too, by the way.
Too? So then you'll go after William, and then Professor, if you have a firearm out, you will be able to go after Stella.
Does that count as our turn for the encounter?
Yes, that would be your turn for the first round, unless you want to do something different.
I was wondering about a spell to use.
Yeah, you can absolutely. So if you do the spell, that will go on your order, which would be after the monster. So you would go after Stella, or after Rebecca.
Okay, so the doctor holds his gun for now, doesn't do anything yet.
Perfect.
Did I just accidentally shoot? Like, I think I screwed it up and did like a multiple thing on that. I guess I accidentally clicked multiple and now I can't go back.
So you can take 1 shot, 2 shots, or 3 shots with your 45.
I think I've accidentally just committed to doing that. So.
And that would let me see if I might be able to fix this for you. I'm going to give you a bonus die because it is close. You're not doing multiples; you're doing a single shot.
I would probably prefer to. Yeah.
So if you do multiples, each roll will have a penalty die on it, but you get 3 chances. But a single shot, you just get the one chance.
Yeah, I mean, I am right next to it. Maybe it would make sense for multi.
Yeah, let's
like in this
switch it to
there. Yeah.
multi. I'm going to give you a bonus die on that, and then let me roll it here. Okay, so for some reason that only did 1 shot.
Huh.
Let's try it again. Try shooting 1 more time, and so you would get a penalty die, but then you also have a bonus die, so it'll even out. So it'll just be a straight shot. Oh, that's a hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
Now you can go ahead and roll damage.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
24 points of damage. Jeez.
So your score. So you rolled. Hang on, that's something's not right here. Let me look at.
wait, that was a 0, right? I thought 0 was
Yeah,
like.
I also thought I fucked
should
that up when
be
it said 0.
That should be a 10. So what is okay? What is your
D10 plus 2.
What is your firearm skill?
75, I think.
Oh, okay. So what is your half value and your 1/5 value? So your 1/5 is probably
Would be
like
half of 75 is like not an even
it's
number.
like 30. Let me look at
Not a whole number, I should say.
So if I go to
32 and a half, right?
if if I go to your handgun, yeah, 70. Oh, I have a chart for this. What am I doing? I even gave you guys a chart for halves and fifths.
Yeah, I'm terrible at math.
So let's see. So
I was gonna say we're finally meeting our first Eldritch Beast math.
Right, I know. This is the worst thing. So 75, 1/5 is 15. That's right. So you rolled a 14 on that hit. So you got an extreme success, which with an impaling weapon counts as an impaling shot. It does maximum damage plus you roll a die. And so it did your maximum, which was 12 plus whatever it adds again, another 1d10, and you rolled a 10 and then plus 2. So it did 24 points of damage. So I'm going to let you click that inflict pain button.
I'm not sure I actually see an inflict pain button.
I'll go ahead and click it then.
Thank you, kindly. Oh shit.
Yeah. So you cap him right in the head. And just take this guy out. It's wow, so much for that difficult combat encounter that I had prepped up for us. So
Can another one come out of the shadows?
I know, right? Save some for the rest of us. All right, so you plug this guy in the head. Brains just go spraying backwards. The tentacles thrash around, reaching out at you, and then it slumps to the ground into the pool of blood as blood just begins to ooze from the massive head wound that you've inflicted. The house is on fire. If we need to get out of here. Let me see how many rounds we have before the house becomes too deadly.
I was about to use a fire spell, so...
Oh, dang. Oh, we got 3 rounds. So, yeah, it looks like the flames are really taking hold of the house. So we probably need to beat a hasty retreat. That's going to be a dex roll from everyone with a bonus die.
Alright.
Oh wow, that bonus die really pulled through.
Oh yeah, got the double 0. Oh, it's Rebecca Shadow got
Oh, wow.
critical success, so she's like, I'm out of here.
Holy crap, what a team. Wow.
Look at that.
Everyone's
Rebecca is out!
We're really good at running away from stuff. Look at that. You make it outside just as you hear the floor, the main floor, collapse and fall into the basement, and a huge spout of sparks and flame dashes up into the sky as the house just ignites a total conflagration. You manage to keep that document that you had found tucked in probably your jacket pocket, William, but the house is a total loss, along with any evidence that might have been in theirs for any sort of investigation or police work. But you have a lead, Chopactaw Ridge. That it seems like that is where Professor Sebastian is going with the remaining urn, but where this beast, this Agron Talon, could be, no one knows. What you fought here was not the same beast you fought on the ship. This was merely this dead man, Lucas Barnes, his body corrupted by the essence of Agron Talon, but Agron Talon lives on. Well, that was anticlimactic, that battle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting a TPK.
I was too. I was excited for that.
Excited for a TPK. Wow.
Where do we go from here?
That is the question.
I would think maybe like do some research on where we're going and like what we're trying to do.
And you are also, Rebecca, you are badly wounded. Or not wounded, but your sanity, you're hanging by a thread. If you lose...
I think it's 3 more.
Yeah, like 3 more, you're going nuts. So you probably can't just dash out into the night. Rebecca, give me a roll. Let's do either a science astronomy if you have it, or an occult roll, whatever you are better. Actually, give me the astronomy roll. It'll be under science. It'll be in astronomy. I think it's a special skill that you have.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
So you know that you recall from the first document that the ritual has to take place on the night of a full moon. And you know that the full moon is about 2 weeks away. So you've got time. You've got time to rest, recover some sanity, as well as maybe get some information on Chopoktar Ridge, where it is, what it is, and why it is significant. Thankfully, you have a place to stay in Greyport, thanks to Professor Walters. So you will have a chance to go and recuperate there. And so, if everyone on their character sheets wants to have a good night's rest, you can click on
That's
the
a
little...
good idea.
Yeah, click on the little... on your sanity, there's like the little circular arrow. Click on that, and that's going to give you a... it's going to reset your daily losses.
It went up! My maximum sanity went up!
Yeah.
For the daily, I mean.
Yep.
I mean...
Yep.
It went up.
So there are some rewards for having lost some sanity and then having overcome this beast and discovered the next path in what's going on. You were rewarded with some sanity gains, and so that's what you were just given there.
I think I'm worse off though.
Are you worse off?
I think it's because of that bout of madness I had.
Oh yeah.
My daily sanity actually dropped one.
Your daily dropped one.
Same here. Yeah, mine was 14. Now it's 13. I think that's just because I lost a point, maybe.
Yeah. I was 13 and now I'm 14, so...
I was at 68 last week, so yeah, I must have lost one sanity, which would affect your daily, I assume.
Let's. It may not have given you the rewards. The automation on this is not perfect, so let me just look up the rewards and we'll manually add them on here.
Oh yeah,
So-
because this is technically the end of session.
Yeah, so
two.
this is the end of Act 2. So,
Act
did you solve the murder of Marco Torres? Do you know who killed him?
The
said
Order of the
yes?
Stone told
Yeah.
us, didn't they?
Wasn't it the people from the Order of the Stone?
Yes, Tobias
Yeah.
from the Order of the Stone. So that's going to be worth 1d4 sanity. And then, did you bring his murderer to justice? I don't think so.
No,
like-
we're working with them,
Yeah, you're
aren't we?
working with them. Did you talked your way through the encounter with the Order of the Stone cultist? So that's another 1d4. You didn't kill anyone in town. You survived the minion of Agran Talan, and you destroyed it before the flames do. So you actually are going to get 3d4 plus 1d6 sanity points as you are
Oh,
On
my
top of the
gosh.
other two D4.
Yeah, so
that's like 5d4.
No, for a total of 3d4
Okay,
plus
there you go.
1d6. And
Okay,
you
so...
can either on the chat bar at the bottom you can click on the little triangle 3 times and the square 1 time, or you can do the /R 1d4 plus 1d6 or 3d4 plus 1d6. William gains 11 sanity, Rory gains 6,
Rebecca,
Walters
nice.
gains 8,
Nice.
Stella gains 8, and Rebecca gains
So-
13, and she was the lowest. So
Yeah.
That's on the total, right?
yeah, so you not on the second number, the one in the 90s, but on the first number. You'll
Oh,
change that.
okay.
So we'd add 11 to my sanity, for example. Like that number is plus sanity.
So like I was
yeah.
72, I go to 80, right?
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Nice.
And then
Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. I like
That was good.
that.
Shooting him really gave me some morale boost there. I
Pretty
need
much.
oh
that.
yeah, and you will also William over this next 2 weeks, or it's probably not going to be 2 weeks, but over this next little time, you're going to have a chance to make another Constitution roll to see how well your arm
Oh.
heals up. If you recall, last time you did not do so well on this roll.
No, it was pretty rough. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Oh,
Okay, so your major wound goes away, which is excellent. So you do not have that penalty die anymore, and I'm going to take your hit points back up to, well, not that many, back up to maximum.
nice.
Just about
Alright.
gave you 1,000 hit points. That's a little too much. There we go, back up to maximum. So everyone should be at maximum hit points, maximum sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are in town, in Greyport. How do you propose preparing to take on the Professor Sebastian in Chopictaw Ridge?
I mean, I don't know if this is completely relevant, but my idea was that the professor would do some digging into the Order of the Stone.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. There is a library in town. If you want to give me a library use roll as you research information in that.
So, do we know where it would stay in that town, or?
So, oh yeah,
I
you
rented
weren't
the
here
place.
for that. The professor rented a home.
Yeah.
So we do
Okay.
have a place to stay. Oh, excellent.
Like a nice little headquarters.
No, I mean the guy we're looking for. Do we know where he
I-
stays?
Oh, well, we think we know where he's at, but that's just a ritual location. We don't really know where he's... You're talking about Sebastian?
Yeah,
So,
Sebastian
yeah.
doesn't have a home here, but he was probably staying with Lucas Barnes, and that was
The
probably
man
Lucas
who's-
Barnes, the body that we encountered in the basement.
Okay.
So, Professor Walters, you actually have great success in the library, and you discover that the Order of the Stone is... that there's not much information on it, but you find that there were ancient orders of druidic folk going back thousands of years in Ireland, and the legends and the myths of those druidic folk is that they protected the people from darkness and from great evil. You find a couple of loose ends that you try to follow up on, and there's not a lot of information, but you spend some time looking through the scroll fragments that you have received. And you make a couple of phone calls to various colleagues in academia, and there's not a lot of information on them. You also dig up some information on Chopictaw Ridge, and let me give you some handouts for what you find there. So you find this, and I'll make this visible for everyone as handout number 7. And you also find this in an old newspaper archive, handout 8.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to also
Nothing good ever happens at summer camps.
Nope.
Nope.
Definitely not here. And you find a follow-up article, that will be handout 9. Rebecca, are you assisting the professor in this?
I think I would, yeah.
Give me an occult roll as you maybe look at the occult angles and maybe those ley lines and things like that.
Keeper, I don't have access to all the previous handouts.
Let me take a look here. Let me make sure you've got all of these. Can you see handout 1 now?
It's supposed to be in the journal tab, right?
Yes. Does everyone else have access to the handouts?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You see all of them, or just a couple of them?
1 through 9.
Oh, perfect. You should be missing 5. You guys never did find 5.
Oh yeah, except for
No.
5.
Oh, I didn't even notice, but yes.
Rebecca, do you want to push that occult roll?
Yeah, I will.
There we go. As you are researching the occult angles, you come across another article, and this is something about the area, not specifically the camp, but the ridge itself. Let me give you access to this as well. Let me see, something's going on here. There, she should have access to number 10 as well. You likewise discover... Let me pull this up. Sorry, I should have had this ready for you. You find that Nelville's location, this colonial Nelville, was located on a ley line nexus, and you know that ley lines are rivers of psychic or mystical energies whose points of convergence are believed to be places of great power. And this confirms Dr. Sebastian's ramblings from this most recent letter that you found of his. And you know that although you have yet to actually cast a magical spell, the occult traditions say that the ley lines enhance magical abilities, and where those ley lines cross at that nexus, that the magic just seems to flow freely from people. In game terms, that means that there's a reduction in the number of magic points it costs to cast a spell if you are on a ley line or near, especially near the ley line nexus. So it'll be easier to use magic going forward as we get into these areas. Stella, you get a phone call.
Okay.
And the phone rings, and when you pick it up, the woman on the other end launches into a conversation without much of a preamble. I think it's time we talked again, face to face. I want to know what you found in Greyport. Her Irish accent is immediately recognizable. It's Michelle O'Shaughnessy, the woman you rescued from the SS Champagne.
All right.
The Order has decided to help you stop Agran Talan Soth in whatever way you need. Just say the word, and our aid is yours.
Oh, thank you. This is really appreciated by the team.
Where do you propose to meet?
In... something Chippewa Ridge? Something like that?
Chapakta Ridge?
Something like that?
She says...
Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Chippewa Ridge, yeah.
She says, we've already sent members of the Order there. My own brother has gone to try and root out the evil. But I would speak with you in a place of relative safety. Perhaps, is there somewhere there in Greyport where we might meet, a quiet place?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we have a place to stay. I'm in
and a very nosy neighbors as well. You got to be careful around this town. One lesson to learn: gossipy.
I am glad you mentioned that. So that's actually going to be important. So do you arrange to have this meeting happen maybe like outside of public view or late at night when perhaps the old lady's asleep or the waitress is asleep?
Late at night. Yeah.
William would suggest where we met with her brother, by the woods in that little clearing.
Yeah,
that's William's suggestion.
The little field. 2 nights later, 2 sedans pull up, and Michelle gets out, and she pledges her support to you in stopping Soth's imminent summoning. Agran Talan is already loose, but Soth is not yet upon this world. We've but 2 weeks before he comes, and he must be stopped. There is something I can give you. It is imperative that someone from your group or my brother's group survives in order to perform the ritual that is within this scroll. And she holds out another scroll that looks just like the scrolls that you've already received.
All right.
Let me make it clear that if the creature is not imprisoned in 3 new vessels, then all is lost. You must source 3 suitable vessels for the ritual and prepare them with the required symbols and wards before you head off to Chopata Ridge. And she gives you the 3rd fragment of the scroll, and I'm going to...
So I think we should relay that to Rebecca and the professor.
Yeah, they're the ones that are handling this. Let me dump that on their character sheets. I'll give you both the 3rd fragment. And looks like the professor has it, and I'll give it to Rebecca. if you both want to read these, you can click on that third fragment, and there should be a. Let's see. You click on which button is it?
I remember how we did it last time.
Yeah, and then you read the. There's like a study, and you'll potentially lose some sanity. Perfect. So
I don't know if I did.
You did it right. So you gained a Cthulhu mythos, and you will lose 1 sanity point. But now you have access to this scroll, or to the spell, excuse me, that is on here.
So we assume that we've told everything they need to know, like that we need to have the three vessels ready before we leave town.
Yeah, so you will need to prepare 3 new vessels. And Rebecca, did you read the third fragment of the scroll?
No, how do I read it?
So you double click it, and then there's a box that says initial reading, and you click on that.
Okay, got it.
And you gain a Cthulhu mythos.
Oh, nice.
And you made your sanity check, so you do not lose anything. I think you read it twice. Did you double click the initial reading?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
There was 2 rolls. That's weird.
There was 2, yeah. Let me apply it. We'll apply it, and then we're going to have another day. So then, Professor and Rebecca, you can reset your daily sanity loss, because you won't be going back out this day. So
gained 1 point of daily. That's good.
Excellent. But now you should both have access to a new spell that is called... where is it?
Chains to hold and bind the beast.
Yes, chains to hold and bind the beast.
And before all of that happened, I wanted to ask Keeper if we could prepare in some way to, once we're in that at the ridge, if we could maybe track Sebastian when we're there.
Yes, and so when we get to the ridge, we'll have to find, see if we can find probably the vehicle tracks or foot tracks, and find where he's gone. So it sounds like this is some old boys and girls camp, and we'll have to go and see what we can discover there. Anything else? Well, before we head to Chopet Ridge, anything else we want to do here? Rebecca stresses that we need to prepare 3 vessels. And they probably don't need to be similar stone urns, but we need something we can put Agron and Talon and Soth into, so that they are bound and not free on this earth.
Rory doesn't know much about that, but he is rather good at navigation, so he might want to acquire like a compass and probably not in town, but when we get there, a map of the region, just to...
You could go to that general store, and there's a good chance that they would have that at the general store. Give me a luck roll to see if you're able to find that there.
And if you ever need someone to talk to people, especially men, I'm your girl.
You got skills. Yeah, so you go there, and they don't have a map of the region. They do have a compass, but there's no map of the region.
Perhaps when we get there, there'll be something I can find. I wouldn't imagine they'd have one just in town.
Right. Yeah, and Chopet Ridge looks like it's a couple hours away from here. So maybe as you get closer, there may be a gas station or something along the way. What do you propose using for vessels to contain this? This is something that you probably want to do now. In fact, if the professor and Rebecca are looking at the spell, it looks like it takes some time to cast. Like I think it's 10 hours or something. And so you'll want to prepare these vessels ahead of time. The chains to hold and bind the beast. Yeah, 10 hours plus then 1 round per entity. So it would take you roughly 10 hours to get them ready, and it looks like the vessels need to have a minimum capacity of 5 gallons. I mean, you could use a 5-gallon bucket. It doesn't have to be something ornate. Just something to bind it in.
So can we find like 3 buckets at the general store or like around somewhere?
Give me a luck roll. You could burn 4. Well, actually, you can't burn luck on a luck roll. He does not have any 5-gallon buckets. He's got some pails, but they're probably not large enough. William, give me an intelligence roll.
Ooh, not too much of a thinker.
So you're racking your brain as far as anyone in town that might have something, and nothing seems to come to mind. Rory. Sorry, Professor, do you have a question?
My idea was possibly the inn, where do they store alcohol inside those big barrels?
Yeah, they're
right?
gonna have like
Beer?
kegs of beer and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably work.
And I was thinking maybe the pie lady might know, but...
So there's also Rory would know. You when you go down to the wharf, you all smelled just how, or Rory did. He smelled how bad it was, and there was a cannery there, and they would have canning equipment. They'd probably have like big oil drums, big barrels, or probably the wooden casks that would hold salted fish. That would definitely work. So I think that idea of like an alcohol keg, they would have that at the cannery, just to hold fish in, and so you could probably go and obtain some, whether you go buy them or ask for them or go steal them. I'll leave that up to you.
Maybe I can go with Rory. I think I might have enough. I should have enough money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't be super expensive. Your daily spending limit would cover it. You would just need to, make a credit rating roll and kind of flash your wallet, and I'm sure you could get it.
I feel like Rory would help me with negotiations.
Yeah. So Rory, when you and the professor go down to the harbor, the dock workers are there, and they're pretty okay treating you, but they're not real keen on seeing the professor. He is an outsider, and even though you're an outsider, they treat you as one of their own just because you work the lines and the boats, and you look like you know your way around a dock. And hey, what? Oh, I sound like a pirate. Let me get a different voice for that. Hey, what can you do? What are you doing here? You looking to fish?
No, we're looking to acquire some barrels. Perhaps, we assume the cannery might just have some lying around, and we'd be willing to pay good money for them.
Barrels. What do you need these for? You're making a little of the illegal hooch there?
No, my good sir. I'm a professor, you see, and I'm running an experiment. This would be very beneficial to my research.
Oh, an experiment. Oh, well, excuse me, sir. Well, I'm afraid I can't just let you have those. But if you got money, yeah, I can get you some. Give me a credit rating roll.
Oh, 2 luck.
Oh, 2 luck. Yeah, spend the 2. Oh, yeah. I think you got this covered. You hand him a couple of bills, and he goes and brings back 3 barrels that have been unused. They don't, smell like rancid fermented fish. They're nice and clean. The insides have been charred. He even gives you the little mallet that you can pound the lid down and make it tight. Gives you all of these things. Takes the money. Gives you a little nod and salute, and pats Rory on the back, and then he goes back to his work. So you have the 3 items. You will need to prepare these, Professor. You'll need to cast the spell if you want to get these ready.
Great.
So if you double-click on chains to hold and bind, you can click on the cast. Actually, to cast it the first time, you'll need to make a sanity roll. You're going to... Yep, so you'll lose 1 sanity. It takes 12 magic points, which you had 13, but you are able to prepare these. So this will bind the individual essences of Agrin, Talan, and Soth into vessels designed to contain them. So these must be painted with symbols and wards that are part of the spell. This takes 10 hours. These don't need to be made from scratch. They can be made from anything as long as they can be sealed. The one part of the spell that you pay attention to is that once the vessels are ready, the binding ritual can be performed at a time of the caster's choosing, so long as the creature's physical body or previous containment vessel has been destroyed. So if it's still in the vessel, which right now Soth is still in the vessel, you'll have to destroy that vessel to bind Soth into this new vessel. And existing containment vessels cannot be reused, meaning each essence must be rebound into a suitable new vessel. And then once cast, the monster's components become trapped within the 3 new vessels, which are sealed to prevent the essences from escaping. So that part is ready. You will regain your magic points at the rate of 1 per hour. I'm going to go ahead and bump it right back up to where it needed to be. Perfect. And you have now full access to that spell. I think it's about time to head to Chopactaw Ridge. Let me pull us there. Let's see, this is where I want to go. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is the map here. Let me get this one active. Perfect. Chopactaw Ridge is a large stretch of forested hills. Beside a few hunters and hikers that pass through occasionally, the area is mostly empty of people. Not far from the ridge's southeastern edge, at least as the crow flies, lies the abandoned Camp Lake Chopactaw. That is a tongue twister. Camp Lake Chopactaw. While in a hollow deep in the woods, there are ruins. This is something that was discovered by Rebecca, that this Neville, there were ruins there. As you pull up, there is a sign that greets you. It looks as though this place has been unused for quite some time. Chopactaw Ridge is an isolated stretch of woods in the Massachusetts countryside. The only good way in and out is the old camp road, which leads from the turnpike deep into the surrounding trees. While at first providing an idyllic drive through the countryside, the road soon degrades into a rutted track meandering through dark and foreboding woodland. The deeper you head into the forest, the denser its foliage becomes. Here and there, shadowed arbors and narrow pathways cut dark furrows through the trees. This place is very old, and you have the unmistakable feeling that you do not belong here. 2 sedans, a pickup truck, and a box truck are parked near the entrance to the camp. On the map, you are right down here. You see these trucks, the truck and cars. This place has clearly been abandoned for some time. There's vines clambering over buildings, and there are weeds everywhere. Doors hang crookedly on some cabins, while one cabin's roof has caved in. In another few years, the forest will reclaim Camp Lake Chopactaw for good. These vehicles, though, are untouched by the vines and the grass. These were parked here recently.
Aren't the sedans from Michelle?
Yes, they look exactly like the same cars that Michelle had. She pulled up in 2 sedans. These, the cars are unlocked. If you want to go poke around, give me a spot hidden roll.
Ooh, can I do that?
Sure, give me a spot hidden.
I like a good investigation.
Absolutely. Well, Rebecca, you kind of peek in the windows while William just goes and opens the door. He's not one to worry about things like breaking and entering or having a warrant. You notice that the There's a driver's license for someone named Samuel Johns tucked in the pickup truck's glove box, and there's a picture of this man.
Oh, looks quite startled.
Yeah, he does not look like he's had a good time. There is also an Irish driver's license in one of the sedans, along with rental papers, and you recognize this face from Greyport.
Oh.
Tobias O'Shaughnessy. And his sister mentioned that he was going to be here. Searching the box truck reveals little besides some alarming streaks of black ichor in the back.
Mm.
Now, Stella, was it Stella that mentioned doing some tracking?
It was.
Give me a tracking roll.
Yes.
You tracked it, ichor last time from
Yes.
the boat to the house. Nice.
Oh,
By
excellent.
one! By one!
That's awesome. So you find that the ichor streaks continue out of the truck, and they go along a path through the cabins and into several buildings and over near this wooden tower before disappearing into the water at the lake's edge. While you are over here, so you see this streak kind of ending in the lake right here, but it comes near this tower and kind of goes all the way through these buildings from the truck.
But does it seem to go in the tower?
It seems to be kind of around the tower. Give me one.
Okay.
Are you going to climb the tower and see how high up the streaks go?
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. What kind of roll is that?
Let me look. Give me... let's see. A thick trail of black ichor leads to an old wooden tower. The structure stands straight, and the ropes and beams that hold it together seem to have held up remarkably well. So much so that the ladder up its side is only missing a rung or two. Climbing this tower might give you a good vantage point over the entire campsite, not to mention the woods and hills beyond.
I definitely want to go up there.
All right. As you are climbing, what is everyone else doing?
I like to think I'm trying to find, I'm checking out the cabins and the mess hall, particularly the mess hall. I'd like to see what's going on in the mess hall.
Okay. So if you're going to the mess hall, where is Rory going?
Well, Rory would first like to try and see if there's perhaps a map of the surrounding woods. And then he would also like to go and just inspect some of the canoes and make sure they're water-worthy.
Okay, what about the professor and Rebecca? What are you both doing?
My first thought was the mess hall. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to
Hungry?
go along with it. Maybe.
What about Rebecca?
I think I would try to look for Tobias, maybe.
Yeah, because you know he's here.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're going in the mess hall, maybe you check out a cabin.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So let's go to... let's do Rory first. So you're looking for a map. Give me a spot hidden roll. So you do find a map of the region, but there's not much information about this area other than you see where the lake is on a map, and it looks like the lake has there's a pond a little bit further north, a very small pond, and then you see and that pond is like a few miles from this lake, but there's a trail going from the lake to the pond. And then beyond the pond, you see that there is some sort of, looks like a cemetery, an old ancient cemetery, and beyond that there are some colonial ruins, and the rest is all forested land.
I figure this might help if we have to plot a route.
Yeah. If you want to check you go check the canoes. Give me a pilot.
Yeah, I'll head down to the beach.
Yeah.
And check those.
You're checking maybe the seaworthiness of these vessels. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we could use them. They're not rotted like the other buildings.
You find sawdust in each of these, along with several small plugged holes. The plugs don't look like they're going to hold. Someone sabotaged these canoes. Thankfully, you think you could repair it. It would take you a few minutes to adjust the plugs and maybe find some larger bits of wood you could pound in those holes to make them seaworthy.
Yeah, I'll go about that. I'll try and get these fixed up so that if we need to get out onto the lake, that we have some mode of transportation.
Perfect. Let's go to Rebecca. You were going to the cabins, right?
Yes.
Nestled between the trees are 10 dilapidated wooden cabins. Their paint is faded, shingles are missing from their roofs, and weeds and vines clamber up their sides. Each cabin has a sign next to the door depicting an object or implement, a rowboat, a hatchet, a campfire, and so on. The only exception is the cabin with a sign on its door reading "Counselors" in faded black letters. The cabin doors are all unlocked except for the counselor's cabin, and its doorknob is covered in blood. Do you want to open that?
Yeah, I guess so.
You can try a locksmith roll or a strength roll if you just want to force it open.
I'll go with straight.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you want to use luck or push that roll?
I'll push it.
Okay. Got a 50% chance of making this.
Nice.
There you go. The door to the cabin creaks loudly as it opens. In the middle of the room, a corpse lies collapsed against a bunk bed, surrounded by a pool of congealed blood that clearly originated from multiple wounds in his chest. Beside him lies a revolver. Give me a sanity roll.
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh.
You will lose 0 for this. You've seen dead bodies by now. This is not Tobias O'Shaughnessy, but judging by his appearance, his red hair, and the general look of his skin, he looks like he might be Irish, and you suspect that this is a member of the Order of the Stone, but it's not Tobias.
Oh. Okay, so it's a fresh death?
Fresh death, yes. If you want to search his body, you can.
Before I do that, I just want to look around the room to make sure I'm the only one in there.
Give me a spot hidden roll. You kind of peek around. It's dark in here, and there are some dark corners, and you carefully move around, fully conscious that this man was alive probably a day ago or less. You search each of the corners, and there's a bed in the room, and the moldy blanket kind of hangs down over the side of the bed. Do you look under that bed?
Yeah.
You reach your hand down, and you see for the first time your hand is trembling as it reaches for the blanket. And as you peel the blanket off rapidly, you hear a squeak as mice come scurrying out, and you let out a little shriek. Give me another sanity roll.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you are not phased. You were expecting something horrific, but it's just mice. And you catch your breath, and then realize that you are alone with this dead body.
Okay. I guess I'll search the body now.
You find a wallet containing a driver's license in his breast pocket. This man is named Brady O'Toole. There's also a revolver near him, but it's out of ammunition.
I'll pick it up
Okay.
and take it with me, I guess.
Let me add it to your character. Oh, come on. There we go. Perfect. And you now have that, but let me adjust the ammunition. If you find some 38 ammo, you'll be able to use that. Perfect. 1 second. Let's go to the mess hall. The large double doors to the mess hall are not locked when William and the professor enter. The building appears to be the camp's old mess hall and is quite literally a mess. Part of the roof has collapsed, leaving broken beams and piles of plaster among the rest of the moldering debris. The floor is covered with pools of stagnant water. Heaps of mildewed and rotting gear lie stacked on top of old tables or propped against the walls. Old tent canvases, piles of broken tools, and instruction manuals all languish, discarded and forgotten. There are obvious signs of a fight here. There's blood spattering the entrance, the doors, and the surrounding debris. There are thick stripes of black ichor that trail from the door toward the rear of the room. To one side of the door is the kitchen and a serving hatch, and on the other end is a stage. On it, slumped against an overturned lectern, is a man, his eyes closed, his hands clutching his stomach. He's covered in blood and surrounded by a pool of black ichor. His red hair is unmistakable. This is Tobias O'Shaughnessy.
Oh.
Give me a sanity roll, both of you.
I feel like we're used to dead bodies at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
If you pass, you're going to lose 0. This is not your first rodeo. Yeah, no problem for you guys. You've seen all this before. But it's Tobias. Professor, give me a first aid roll.
First aid.
Oh.
This man is not dead. You see that he is shallowly breathing.
Oh, wow.
He is semi-conscious. And as you bend down and try to revive him, his eyes flutter. And he says, "We just got here before dusk. There were 9 of us. We assumed they were in the woods. Cameron opened the door to this place and screamed. We started shooting. That thing. It's worse than I ever thought it would be. It tossed Cameron out of here like a rag doll. Oh, the noise he made when he hit the tree. Oh, it had people with it. 3. 2 of them fought like devils. The professor and another one. They were covered in blood. The third one, it was a black man. He just watched in horror. We were driven back and separated. I was hit and fell. I snuck in here, tried to keep an eye on them, but I kept drifting in and out. I guess they moved on, otherwise I'd be dead, like Cameron." Give me a medicine roll as he begins to cough up blood.
Unlikely, but... yeah, I figured.
Do you want to push that?
I guess what's the... I mean, I did first aid. I'm wondering if a failed push will kill him.
It's possible. It's possible.
What's the alternative?
He might just die anyway. It looks like he's starting to cough up blood. He definitely needs more intervention than what you've been able to give him. Or if William, if you want to help, I'll give you a bonus die on that.
I have 1 in medicine, but
you can still help. That'll still give.
I do have 50 first aid. I've been around the block.
No, I'll instruct you.
Yeah,
I'll instruct you on how to do CPR. So
I am college educated.
Then
I can figure it out.
Then go ahead and give me a first aid roll, William.
With a bonus die.
With a bonus die.
Oh, first aid? I think I did medicine again.
Oh,
I still passed.
Oh, you needed a 12 and you got a 12. Okay,
well
perfect.
Done.
This will be good. So he says, you managed to get some of the blood out of his mouth, and you find a wound in his rib cage, and you pack it full of cloth and hold it tight, and slowly the color begins to return to his face. And he says, I need some water, but beware the wooden tower. There's a trap. And then he passes out. But he's still alive, just passed out. Let's go to the tower. We've got Stella is going to climb this tower. Give me a spot hidden roll as you begin to climb.
Uh-oh, we need to warn her.
Yeah, that's like the most dramatic moment of like a
William.
TV show. Is that moment I can see it.
Yep. Give me a luck roll as you run out the door and
Oh
yell.
boy! Oh boy!
Oh boy! Oh boy!
You're gonna yell out,
Oh,
Stella!
no.
Stella, do you want to push that roll?
Yes. How do I do that again?
Just
okay.
re-roll it.
Okay. Push. Okay. Push. Woo!
Oh,
Woo!
Okay.
she hears his voice?
She hears his voice, and as you're climbing up, your hand is nearly up at the top, and you hear this voice, Stella! And you look over, it's like a streetcar named Desire. You look over and you see William, and he's shouting at you and waving his arms, and you pause for just a moment. William, what do you yell as she's just about to pull herself up to the top?
Okay, so I'm absolutely yelling, "It's a trap!" in a very perfect, like, I can't resist kind of moment. I can't do the voice
Like
though.
your
That's,
Admiral
I'm not,
Akbar.
Yeah, I am Admiral Akbar.
Nice.
I'm really shoehorning that reference, but tragically, I don't think I could do the voice justice. But yeah, that's William shown that.
It's a
Perfect.
trap. Perfect. I will give you a bonus die on your dexterity roll before something happens. Go ahead and give me a dexterity roll with a bonus die, Stella.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
You pull your hand back just as a huge pillar of blue flames rises up from the top of the tower. A huge mushroom cloud of hot vapor and gas bursts up, lighting up the night sky as you quickly begin to climb down. There's a loud explosion at the top as wood goes flying, and you know that were you caught in that, it may have been fatal. The entire tower erupts in howling blue flames. You quickly climb down to the bottom. You need to give me a sanity roll.
William or me?
Stella, give me a sanity roll.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was William.
There's a picture. It doesn't look like Stella, but there's someone.
Ooh, nice.
You will lose 1 point of sanity as you
Alright.
come close to death. Where do you go now? Actually, give me William, as you see this tower go up, give me an intelligence roll. You know that this is likely a beacon that will alert Professor Sebastian
Yeah,
that you are hot on his trail.
it really is a trap.
Oh yeah.
Double fold. Wow.
Where do you go now?
Well, now I'm worried about an attack.
Right?
They was attacked right when they got here.
So you've got Rebecca in the cabins, Professor and William, or Professor's in the mess hall. William just stepped out. Stella is up at the top of the tower, and Rory is fixing the canoes. Give me another pilot boat, Rory, to get those canoes repaired just as the tower goes up in flames.
Nice.
Yep, you get the boats in working order. You know that will be the fastest way across the lake rather than trying to make your way around.
Right. I would say realizing what Williams realized, he'd probably start gathering everybody who's with him in this, like, the mess hall and cabins, and probably like just try to get the group together.
That makes
Because they know
sense.
we're here now. There was an attack. I think we want to be. Yeah, the clock's gonna start ticking.
Do you prepare to like this for an assault, or?
I think William's worried about it. I mean, he's gonna discuss it with everybody, obviously, but.
Oh, we have to deal with this injured person.
Yeah,
first.
we've got injured, and we can't get them out of here.
I can put him on we can put him in a car, I guess. One of the.
They would be much safer there in the car. One thing that you notice is Tobias mentioned that there were 9 people, and so far Rebecca has found one, and you have found Tobias, but where are the others? And he mentioned one Cameron that was flung out dead and hit a tree, and there's no sign of those bodies.
Right. Right. Okay.
Do you want to stay here and see if someone comes to answer the beacon, or do you want to get away from here?
Oh, I mean, now we got options. We could try to look for survivors. Alternatively, we could try to just cross the beach.
I would say we've already looked for survivors
That's
at this
true.
point.
I mean,
yeah.
honestly, it does seem like suspicious that they were attacked, but they're like in separate rooms and like. I mean, could we? Well, yeah.
So Tobias mentioned that he crawled into the mess hall to get away when he was wounded.
Right.
But it seems like the attack was probably out in the middle of where all the cabins are, kind of that main area.
Yeah, I mean, even if we can find survivors, what are they going to do?
Well, give me a spot hidden roll, and you can all. This will just be for the whole group. I'll let William make it. This will be just to check the whole camp area. Yeah. So you check all of the cabins. You find a lot of bloody footprints and signs. You know, there's brass shell casings here and there from a firefight, but there's no additional bodies.
But do the bloody footprints lead somewhere?
They lead to where the canoes are, but it looks like there may have been additional canoes here.
Okay.
You do.
I think we should go for the. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say you do find in some of the cabins there was one that had a little picture of a canoe on it. You find some old flotation vests. They're cork wrapped in cloth. They're pretty old, but they may help if something happens when you're in the canoes. Now that Rory has patched up those holes, they're probably seaworthy. But if anyone wanted to don one of those old life jackets, you're more than welcome to. If you're going to take
Professor
the
will.
boats
What's everyone's swimming skills?
20.
Mine's 35. That's probably higher than average, actually. I don't think anybody probably would have thought about putting points in. I put some points in because I was like, we're on a boat for the first session.
Rory's probably pretty good.
Right.
I got 55.
Yeah, well, ladies first, I guess.
So if anyone, do you want to take the canoes? It seems like that's probably the fastest way across the lake if you want to get out of here. But if you want to wait here and set up, a defensible position, you can do that as well.
William's just feeling antsy. He wants to do something.
Yeah, I want to go to the canoes.
We've got the time, the clock's ticking. Yeah.
Yeah, they know you're here. There's no surprising them now. So maybe take the fight to them. And if you wait here, they're going to find you here. But maybe you can get the jump on them somewhere else.
It would have been quite funny to do a little siege, but we don't even know that they're going to attack. That's just speculation. It might be best to go to them. They won't see it coming.
You get into the canoes, and as you begin to row across, there's enough. You could put 2 people in a canoe. So I assume William and Stella in a canoe, probably the professor and Rebecca in a canoe, and then Rory, are you in your own canoe?
Sure.
Kind of the odd man out. Whoever is rowing, which is probably going to be Rory, and I would guess maybe William and maybe the professor, but I'll let you guys decide, because this is the 20s, and the men always had to do everything, but now we're an enlightened culture, and the women are welcome to do what they want. Who wants to row the boat?
Rebecca, what's your swim stat? I feel like that's probably going to affect it.
Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same. So I'll row. I'm bigger, so I can probably get more distance.
You are stronger than her. So give me a strength roll, and or you can do a pilot boat, which I think the only one that has skill in that is probably Rory.
Yeah, I'll do strength roll.
And then between William and Stella, whoever is rowing, I will let you also make a strength roll. And then Rory, you can do strength or pilot boat. The professor, the going is tough. And William, the going is tough.
So close.
Rory's got no problem. He's trucking out there.
Do you spend five luck?
Yeah, do you want to spend 5 luck, William?
I'm not the luckiest guy. I might as well. Yeah, whatever. I will spend the 5 luck.
Professor, do you want to push that roll? You've probably never operated a canoe in your life, but you're like, I've read a book on this, and you're trying to paddle, and it's rocking back and forth, and you're kind of zigzagging across the lake. Maybe you don't know you have to paddle on both sides, so you're just doing big circles.
That's too much luck, I think. I'm not gonna spend that luck on that.
You want to push that?
And if I push it, I feel like I'm just gonna tip over the canoe.
That's probably what will happen. Yep. Or Rebecca, I'll let you have a say. What do? You can see that he's clearly struggling.
I could like try to assist him, I guess.
Do you want to make a strength roll as well?
Okay.
I'll embarrassedly like just pass her the oar.
No.
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 Oh. All right. The boat is rocking and tipping. You're both going to have to make a dexterity roll, or you're going to go into the lake.
Oh my goodness.
Our luck had to run out at some point, I
boy.
guess.
Wow.
There is a splash, and you both hit the frigid cold water. Because of your life jackets, you will not be at risk of drowning. You'll both need to make a swim roll to get back into the canoe.
We are just so bad at water.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the cosmic entity is a piece of cake, but the canoe, this is where you guys die.
Rory, help us.
While you are
Yeah, Rory will, seeing them floundering, will turn and
Oh,
start
God.
running
Oh.
to her.
while
You
you
just
are in
jump-scared
the
me.
water.
What the?
While you're in the water, you look across and see ghostly faces of 4 young people staring up at you beneath the surface. You feel spectral hands touching and gently tugging at your legs, as if someone were trying to pull you down into the depths. Professor and Rebecca, make a sanity roll.
My greatest fear, women.
Oh,
Wow.
oh my goodness. Okay. All we need is for one of you to panic in the water, or both of you. You're both going to lose this much sanity.
Please, no.
Oh.
No! What the
Water,
hell?
water is bad luck.
All right, so you both lose 5. Now, you need to make an intelligence roll. So, what you want to do, you want to fail this.
Sorry, I just got a bout of madness, I think.
Yes, so you will have a bout of madness here, but you have a chance to kind of push it into the back recesses of your mind. So whenever you lose 5 or more all at once, you're going to go temporarily insane unless you can repress this. So you will both let out a high-pitched shriek and probably start thrashing as these ghostly girls are tugging at your clothes. You need to make an intelligence roll. If you pass this, that means that you understand that this is something supernatural and horrific. If you fail it, it means you just repress it like, oh, it's just, I was just one of those things, and you just kind of hide that memory down tight where it can't bother you. So you want to fail this intelligence roll.
No.
Rebecca
Oh, no.
understands.
Rebecca,
I'm too smart.
So Rebecca, you just shut your eyes and you're like, it's going to go away, it's going to go away, it's going to go away.
Yeah, whoops.
But Professor, this does not happen for you. I need to pull up the Bout of Madness chart. And let me roll a 10-sided die, and we're going to see what happens.
No way.
And it's going to last 10 rounds.
No.
Or it's going to last seven rounds. Okay, so the 10 on the Bout of Madness table is a new mania. Something that you want to indulge in for the next 7 rounds. And that mania is you want to swim down to the bottom of that lake. Like, you know that there is safety and peace and comfort down at the bottom of that lake. And you are, as you're screaming, you're trying to swim down, but your life preserver is preventing it. And so you're going to try to get that off of you. Rebecca, you're in the water with the professor, and you can see him thrashing about wildly. He's right next to you, and he is trying to rip his life preserver off. What do you do? Bearing in mind that you just saw something horrific in the water as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Luke!
Can I like try to calm him down?
Yeah, give me a psychology roll with a penalty die.
No.
Oh, the 47 would have been good. You can push that if you want. If you fail it, he's going to take one more point of sanity, and then he'll have another bout of madness.
Like another roll for it?
Yeah, so then you'll have both. But if you succeed, and this one won't be with a penalty die, then he will not take his life preserver off. What do you think? You have a 55% chance. Or sorry, I said without a penalty die. It still has the penalty die because he's thrashing right next to you and you're trying to calm him down, and it's not easy.
I feel like you should push it.
I think you should push it. If nothing else, it's really cool.
Oh, she pushed it with the penalty die and still got it.
And still got it. Oh.
Wow.
Okay. What
Well
do you
done.
say to the professor as he's trying to rip this vest off, just trying to get down below the water, down with these girls as they're pulling him? What do you say?
I'll say, pull yourself together, man. We have bigger things to worry about now. Get back in the boat.
That's not quite enough. You need to call on something from your relationship with him. Maybe remind him of an event from school, or something that would be just a shared something between the two of you, or maybe something about, his teaching assistant, Gerald Thorndike. He's been an invaluable assistant and a true friend. Maybe invoke something with Gerald.
Sure, Gerald, you can't leave Gerald. You need each other. You need to, stick it out for Gerald.
Do it for Gerald.
But I need to get to the bottom of the ocean. The lake, sorry. I need to get to the bottom of the lake.
Gerald needs you more.
I think you're right.
There are term papers still to be graded, and
Exactly.
heaven forbid if those students don't have their grades in on time.
But if I get to the bottom of the lake, I don't have to grade them.
You love grading papers. What are you talking about?
How are you going to prevent him from getting out of his life jacket?
Yeah, I'll just grab him, I guess.
Stick my hands inside my life jacket, like.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Straight jacket him, yeah.
Yeah, tuck his arms in there, make him nice and quiet. Give me a dexterity roll for you to kind of take his hand, and as you're talking these soothing words, tuck his hands into his life jacket. He's fighting you. You wanna push this?
Yes.
He's starting to relax.
Ah,
Okay.
There you go. If you failed that, his life jacket was going to come apart, and he was going to just slip down into the water. But you managed to get both his arms in there, and you've got your arms around him, just kind of holding him, reassuring him. Close your eyes. Think about that time. We were at the library, and we shared that laugh about that funny story we read, and you start reminding him of that story, something just far distant from this lake. And you look out across the lake, Rebecca, and you see those four girls' eyes, and you shudder, and you know that this is not your imagination, but that these are real. And a name comes to you, Betty Holoman. This was a name that was uncovered in the professor's work. Betty, her name was in an article about the camp's closure. And she calls out, "I was somewhere far away. I felt something drawing me back here. I don't want to be back here."
What happened to you? Do you remember?
It's like a darkness with form and tentacles. It entered the lake. I could feel how angry it was, hungry and full of hate. It scared me. There are men with it, some who are alive, some who are like me.
Is it in the lake still? Is it still there?
And she looks down into the water, and she lifts her head with a grin. And let's take our 5-minute break right there.
Oh my god!
I'll be back in about 7.5 minutes.
starts through the open gate. The flame of the dragon tried to seal my awful fate with a handful of dice. 5 times I rolled 20. The dragon goes down. The DM no bloody. I leave with the princess, a satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. The king honored me with the mighty crossbow. It's blessed by the elves, he said. I thank him and I go. The life of a hero, struggling to stay alive. It's worth all the hardship though, 'cause now I'm a level 5. Level 5.
But tonight's not the last session, is it?
No.
Nope, there's going to be one more after this.
Okay.
There will be one more. I don't think we'll get
Okay.
to everything tonight. So
We might all die tonight, though.
we might all die here in the next couple of minutes, too, so this
Yeah.
could be good.
I mean, we could have died in the first opening 30 seconds of
I
the
know.
session, but
Someone had to get
You
a
could die
headshot.
against no enemies. Yeah, you can just scare yourself to death, literally.
Oh, yeah, and the professor just almost swam down to the bottom of the lake.
yeah. But we cannot leave Simba and Ellie alone.
Nope,
No.
who would take care of them? Is everyone back? Or are we still missing a few?
I know 2 of them are still muted, so I don't know. What? Apparently you have a few one
No,
ring
you
one
read the
shots
name
on your...
wrong.
Oh, Brand.
That's pretty rude, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry. Oh.
Similar names.
They both start by B, okay? BR even. So...
They're only completely different.
Right, but, you know, they start with the same letter, so...
Brendan and Brent is not that far, okay? And they're both our DMs for Dragonbane, so come on, give me a break.
That does make it a little confusing.
Give me a break.
So that was a little tense with the professor in the water. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
he was going to make that.
Mm.
And
I
then
mean, we were
someone would
laughing
have to
our
try
asses off, but yes, it was tense.
Someone might have to try and dive
did you
in
see
and
what
save him. Oh, I saw
Did
the
you see what I
pictures in the
both
Discord.
said?
No.
Yeah, Luke, bad Luke.
It's like, let me at him. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right,
So
let's.
do we know, like, the cultists, do we know, like, what they're doing? Or, like, where they are? Or we just, like, where are we actually, like,
So
sailing
we're tracking them. It looks like they went into the lake, and we're just about to get an answer. Rebecca just asked the ghosts, this Betty, the child that was killed here long ago, and she seems to have seen what happened. She saw this beast slip into the lake. But then she looks up and smiles and says, "No, they left to the north. It is no longer in my home." And her head slowly lowers down into the water, her hair kind of cascading out around her, and then it sinks down like seaweed down into the depths and disappears into the murk. And Rebecca and the professor are alone in the lake next to their canoe.
We should probably try to get out of the water then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we probably... We've noticed this has happened by
Oh
now.
yeah, yeah.
What are we seeing? Did we see all this ghost stuff as well, or is that just them?
Just them for now, but as you probably heard the shrieking and the screaming and the splash as they hit the water. Give me a dexterity or a pilot boat roll to bring your boats back around and try and get them out of the water. They weren't able to pull themselves up onto their canoe.
I know what Rory's doing.
Right?
Oh.
Who rolled the
Oh,
5?
Look at that.
Oh!
So the two of you pull alongside and are able to get them. Maybe Rory stabilizes their canoe, and William, you're able to help pick them up. Rebecca first and help ease her into her canoe, and then the professor into his, and they're both just soaking wet, dripping with water. The professor's a little pale. His bout of madness is receding, but he has a period now of what's called underlying insanity. So if he loses 1 point, he will have another bout of madness. And this will go on until he has a good night's rest. And so he is kind of got a hair trigger for the rest of the session.
And he loses a point of sanity if he does the ritual as well, right? It has a cost.
I think so.
Yeah.
So Rebecca might have to do the ritual unless you guys spend a night sleeping.
Rory is going to lash their canoes together, just so they don't have to try and pilot their boat again.
Oh, perfect. That way they won't have to make the roll. Sorry, what was that, Rebecca?
What did we do with the containers? Like, where did
Yeah,
we put
you probably
them?
didn't bring the barrels with you. I'm assuming they're back in your car. You're not going to carry them around while you're investigating the camps and stuff. Rebecca, you would know, and the professor would know, you need a kind of a large area to do this, like a clearing. You could do that ritual at the camp, like kind of in the area between the cabins. There's a large enough area, or on this beach. I don't know if you want to lug those barrels around with you. What you need to do, so in order to get the Agron, Talon, and Soth into those barrels, you need to probably capture them with the same ward that you used on the boat to basically trap them, and then you can do that other spell that will put them into the barrels. You can also destroy them, maybe using the fire spell, or using conventional weapons or other means to damage them. Fire seems to be the best way. And then once they are basically weakened, like you've knocked them down to 0 hit points, they become incorporeal, which is what happened to Agron. And then slowly they'll recover, but in between that time before they recover, you can then bind their essence back into those barrels. So you could either go and get the barrels and bring them with you. That's doable. It's kind of cumbersome. Or you can plan to bring or lure them back here to do that.
I'm sorry, aren't we still on the lake though?
Yes,
Probably like
you're still on
halfway
the lake,
or
about halfway
something.
across. Yep.
Yeah, we kind of committed without they think about it too hard. Yeah.
But we can retro and say, yeah, you guys have the barrels in in the canoe.
I feel like I want to be fair. I want to say they're in the cars.
I think you probably would have left them in the cars.
Well, we could get across the lake first, and then when we...
Yeah, maybe you're just going to like reconnoiter, just spy and see like, oh, that's where they are, that's what they're doing,
Yeah.
and then go back and get the
Yeah.
barrels.
Yeah.
And then prepare
Yeah,
everything.
it would be much
That's
easier
definitely
to
William's
sneak
plan.
around rather than sneaking around hauling like 3
Nice.
big 5-gallon barrels with you.
Yeah, that's good logic.
Yeah.
But we've got to be careful if we're gonna do like reconnaissance with the professor, because like one little.
Yeah, one little peep.
That's
and,
true.
Out he
But we
goes.
couldn't leave him behind either. Can't,
No,
you know,
no, no.
if they get attacked. I'll do the sneaking, don't worry.
All right. You make it.
I mean, I could do sneaking too, you know.
We're the sneaking team.
It takes you some time, but you make it to the other side of the lake, and now this map should have a fog of war on it. I believe all you can see is the lake and the campground at the
Yeah.
bottom. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you make it over to here, and you encounter a sign. Let me get the sign up here for you.
Oh, Toby.
And Mid-Journey cannot spell. I even tell it exactly what to put in. I just noticed it left an I out of hunting. So just pretend that says hunting on there. AI
And I
giveth and
pretend
AI
it says
taketh away.
mountain too.
Right. Oh yeah, that
Mortain.
is spelled wrong.
Mortain.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well,
It's
you
a
know
French. It's a French lake.
what? Yeah, there you go. You have to use your imagination. So, yeah. How far north did you guys paddle?
That's not how you say it in French either, Luke.
I don't speak that language.
How do you say it in French, Clara?
Montagne.
Montagne? Okay, so let's say it says Montagne, Pond Trail. You guys paddled really far to the north. So, way further than you were expecting. But you see a sign that says Mountain Pond Trail, 3.5 miles. That half is like super small on the sign. And Hunting Cabin Trail, 2 miles. And you see that the trails diverge. There's a fork in the trail. You have to decide which way you want to go. It looks as though the mountain trail is going to be straight ahead, and
We know earlier there were tracks of blood boots. Do we still see that this way?
give me a tracking roll. And this is where the
I feel like-
sign is right there.
I feel like water would have washed that off by now, but
I mean,
Not
they
sure.
were in a boat.
yeah, fair.
Might have sunk into the mud. Who knows?
It's difficult, but it looks as though the tracks continue on this trail.
I'm always wrong. I always choose the wrong way. I was gonna go left.
You could still go left. You know they went that way, but you know maybe maybe there's something the other way. You never know. Maybe all the dangerous stuff
I'm
is to the
going
left.
right.
Yeah, I see Stella.
Just
I-
a quick
she's
glance at
better
the
this
map.
than me.
What is up that way?
So that's right. You did find a map. So you know that the pond is going to be up that way, and you're trying to recall from the map. You look at it and you see that they're like, I don't know if you see this ping. Did you see that ping right there?
Yes.
Yes.
So there is looks like a small building there. That's probably that cabin. And then it looks like the trail kind of doubles around and heads back up to the pond. So it makes a big loop. So you can go straight to the pond, or you can come across over here to the cabin.
So you could go around and just do the whole thing.
You could, yep. Where do you propose to go?
I suppose time is of the essence.
I mean, I kind of want to follow the tracks myself.
Yeah, and I feel like if Stella's just heading off, William's just like, oh, she's better at this than me. I'm gonna follow her.
Like, I might be led astray, but I want to follow the tracks.
As you continue upwards, you make it over here to the pond. It takes you about 2 hours to make this hike. It's several miles, and the going is somewhat arduous. Give me another track roll here, Stella.
All right.
Oh, excellent. You continue to find little streaks of that black ichor and boot prints occasionally along the way. The small mountain pond in front of you might once have been described as idyllic. Now, however, black ichor leads down into the water. Dead fish float on the pond's surface, and more of their stinking carcasses litter the shoreline. The pond water is murky, making it impossible to tell if anything lurks beneath. The pathway here is not only narrow, but also overgrown and slippery. A fallen sign lies in the undergrowth at your feet. What do you do?
I mean, if the track's continuous, I kind of want to continue the track.
Should we like go around it?
Yeah.
The boot prints go to the far edge of the pond, kind of around the edge, but the black ichor just goes right into the water. So you could follow the boot prints around if you like.
What does the sign say?
I mean, myself, I'm more about following people, so yeah. I go for the but myself.
So the tracks definitely lead around the pond. They did not go over the water. Rebecca, the sign says trail closed, do not enter, but it's been knocked to the ground.
Will,
So-
what do you do? Do you come with me? Or...
Go around the pond?
Yeah, if you're still just determinedly going somewhere, I'd probably be following you. Yeah.
Okay.
The trail is a little bit difficult through here. It's overgrown in places, and there are quite a few slick rocks near this pond. Let me have everyone give me a dexterity roll just to avoid any unpleasantness on the trail.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Where's mine?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that
there
was
you go.
good.
80. We both. Oh, jeez.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Do you guys want to push your roll, Rebecca and William?
Yeah, I will if you give me the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Okay.
I'm doing that comical thing where I'm like slipping, but like maybe I won't slip.
Kind of windmilling your arms around.
Yeah, exactly.
The professor
Oh,
is just
Rebecca's
walking
fine.
through a bush.
Oh,
Just hacking through. Uh-oh. Let's see. So, William, do you want to burn 34 luck?
I don't even have anywhere close to that much luck.
Give me a luck roll. Well, you fall into the pond. You are dripping wet and covered in slime, making an unpleasant walk even less comfortable. In fact, even Stella kind of keeps a little bit of distance from you. You reek like rancid pond water, rotten fish, and whatever else has been in this pond recently.
Oh, that could be pretty bad.
That could be bad.
That ichor is leading into the water.
It is leading into the water.
Do I tell anything about that? Well, maybe I wouldn't know. Maybe
Give
that's
me
just the smell.
give me a spot hidden roll as you and that so spot hidden counts kind of as all of your senses except for there's a separate listen roll. But
There is
that's gonna be-
listen. Yeah.
Yeah, so give me the spot hidden just to kind of as you check out all the slime on your body.
Wow.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, can I push this roll?
If you want to, you can push that roll.
Oh
You got a
man,
really good
this would be
chance of
hilarious. Yeah, if I get like lung cancer from diseased liquid.
Oh, much better.
Oh, thank
much
goodness.
succeeding. Oh, there you
better.
go. Most of the slime on you looks to be of the green algae variety, but you do notice there's a few little leeches that came with it, and they're stuck on the back of your calf as you were climbing out. Your pant leg must have been raised up, and you rip this little leech off of your leg and throw it back in there. And you notice that the blood that comes out of your leg has a little tinge of blackness to it. A little black streak in that blood. Give me a
to
sanity
know.
roll, William, as you pull that leech off and see that.
That is
black-
fair. I take the sanity roll before the blackness. Just the leech is pretty spooky.
Oh yeah, but you had Agrin actually tasted your
All
blood.
right.
Yeah, I have experience with
Yeah,
this.
so
That's
Agrin
true.
has tasted your blood before, and you are not phased. You know he's probably acquired your particular taste, and it does not alarm you that you've maybe been tasted again. You make it around to the other side, and you see the black ichor leading onward. Stella, give me one more tracking roll.
I will do that. Oh, I lost my character sheet for a moment. Tracking. It's here. Oh,
feel I haven't lost it.
barely.
Excellent. You find the black ichor again, but you notice that this time as it leaves the lake, there are some huge, almost circular dinner plate sized depressions, almost like giant, like elephant feet, clomping through, mixed, intertwined with this blackness, as though something large and bulky has traveled through here. Perhaps Agrin has grown larger.
Oh.
Do you continue on?
I mean, is it just a black thing that goes on, or is it the
And
blooded
the
boots?
boot prints as well, yes. They all
Also,
continue
is it
northward.
is it just us two? Is an important question to ask
I
everybody
think
else.
everybody went with. Did anyone stay back? I know the professor said he was just kind of hacking his way through the brush.
My thought was that my bout of madness just made me walk through thorns and stuff.
Right. Just heedless of the insects. And what about Rory and Rebecca? I know they made their dexterity rolls. They didn't slide into the pond, so I assume that they're with you.
Yeah, I went with everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, Roy would be.
About
Myself, I'd want to continue. I don't know about
yeah,
the other.
you're hot on the trail here. You know, you're tracking this thing. You've been tracking it for miles now.
Luke, what you said, is that a Luke thing or is that a Will thing?
What?
The thing you sent me. Do you think Will would know that?
Oh, I just wildly speculate about stuff in our DMs. It's not. That was me.
Okay, that was you. Okay. It's okay. Well, myself, I want to continue, so...
About a mile beyond the pond, you come to a gruesome scene. The smell hits you before the sight. Death and blood. Then, where the trail curves to go around a toppled tree, you see it too. Blood smeared across the top of the fallen, rotting log. On and off the trail lie shell cases, along with a pair of large hunting knives and a hunting rifle. On the far side of the log, two large crows pick at a pile of entrails. They stare at you for a moment before cawing in apparent disgust and flying away. Several strange objects hang from the trees farther along the trail. Closer inspection reveals they are made from bloody bones and broken sticks, tied together with what looks like sinew. They clink and jangle in the breeze like blasphemous wind chimes. Everyone needs to make a sanity roll. If you pass this, you lose 0. So the professor really needs to pass this one.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, whoa.
Oh no.
Oh
William.
no!
Oh boy.
William, join me in madness.
So
Like, I'm really
Damn
happy
it.
about mine, but Will...
so William will lose 3.
Oh, okay.
It's not too bad.
And also, I just start shooting people. Yeah.
right. So you just lose the maximum. The professor and Rebecca will lose 2.
Oh no.
The professor, that's going to trigger another bout of madness. So I need to roll a 10-sided die, and let's see what your bout of madness will be. Let me pull up the table.
Are you the only one that had bouts of madness?
Yeah, he
so
went nuts
far?
last time and ran naked through the
Yeah.
woods.
Oh shit.
Not that one. That one there. Oh, okay. Yeah, this makes it. So this is the same one. You're going to flee in panic. Seems to be your defense mechanism. You just run and strip your clothes off for 5 rounds. So you let out a shriek and you just bolt. Now, which direction do you go? North, east, south, or west? I'll let you choose. And you guys are right here in this clearing.
I'd be so chaotic. I would tell him to roll the dice for it.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. So let's say that
no.
let's roll a 4-sided die. 1 is north, 2 is east, 3 is south, 4 is west. Professor, do you want to roll a 4-sided die?
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm so chaotic.
Yeah,
Oh,
that makes
so
sense.
You run straight into the
West.
brush.
Yeah.
And as you're running, you're just and ripping your jacket off, and off comes the bow tie, and pretty quick you're down to your boxers and your little sock suspenders, standing out in the middle. You're still soaking wet. You've walked a couple miles since then, but you're still wet. You're panting. You can see the fog of your breath as you're breathing. You come to your senses and you look around, and you are just alone in the woods. You're not sure what happened or how you got here. Does anyone go after the professor?
So I had a question.
Yeah.
You said there was a hunting rifle. Could I check and see if that's operational?
Yeah.
I want to go after Hassan, but I'll forget that. Sorry, I forgot the professor's name.
Yeah, give me a
Say professor.
Professor, that's true.
give me a mechanical repair roll, or a rifle, fighting rifle roll to see if that gun is in working order.
Like the firearms? Still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is in working order.
Okay, so I mean, I like to think it wouldn't take me too long to check that.
Oh no. Let me.
And then I'm setting off after the professor with
okay,
it.
Let me put the gun.
It's just,
in
yeah, that's
your
nice to have.
equipment.
This was clearly some kind of skirmish. If I had time, I'd probably check it out. But
Yeah, you got 5 rounds.
Who knows
that
what's in those
hunting
woods?
rifle. It's a 30-06 bolt action rifle.
oh, nice.
You've got that.
And I'd like to pick up a knife that's also there, please.
You got it. I'll add it to your character.
Ooh, very Kursana.
Hey.
Got a backstab.
She never leaves.
That's true. You won't rob me, at least. I can trust that. We share our finances.
Well, she'll just rob you. You know, she's got her own private bank account that you don't know about.
It's legal, I guess.
So the professor ends up somewhere over here. Who is going after the professor?
I was one. I slung that rifle, and then I started setting off after him.
Give me.
So
I don't
is
know
it
how long it would
like
take.
past dusk? Like, is it dark out?
Yeah, it's probably about 6 o'clock. Like it's twilight. There's still a little bit of light out, but not much. And you notice that the light of a nearly full moon overhead.
So that means they're probably gonna do the ritual
Could be
soon.
tonight, tomorrow, or the next night.
Yeah.
William, give me a tracking roll as you're going after the professor. You're with a bonus die because you're finding little bits of his clothing along the way. Assume you're
That's
gathering
true.
them
It's
up.
very helpful of him. Maybe subconsciously, he's even being very smart and doing that intentionally.
Like breadcrumbs.
And it might be helpful because having wet clothes on makes the hypothermia worse.
Right. So you're actually, you're
I am, however,
recovering.
very bad at tracking, yes.
Well, you still find him, but it takes you a little bit of time. So as you're going after him, you're stopping to pick up his clothes. He might want this shirt, and these pants would come in handy. And you're picking these things up, and you find some of his treasured items on the ground, and make sure you gather everything up. Professor, you're alone in the woods, and it's dark, and you're naked and shivering, and you hear the clomping of some animal coming towards you through the brush. Give me another sanity roll.
Okay. I feel like in the state that I'm in.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Wow, that's a hero moment right there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You
That's
decide,
a screenshot moment if I've ever seen it.
You decide, you know what? I'm gonna go down fighting, and you grab a stick, like a tree branch, and you snap it off of the tree so it's got a kind of a sharp point on it, and you're spinning around ready to stab whatever's coming at you. Like you're done running, you're done escaping from this fear. It's time to face it. And you start to almost take on a feral look. You're snarling, brandishing this stick. And William pops into the clearing holding your wet clothes. And William, you see this savage look in the professor's eye. Give me a psychology roll.
Oh my god, you guys!
I'm not good at psychology either.
Tell me how you calm him down.
I think I've seen a man who's in fight or flight before, quite often,
Oh, yeah.
probably, and I just toss my stuff at the floor, and I just talk to him like he's a human, you know, just remind him of the surroundings.
That's totally fine. You know, you're not escalating by like, what are you doing? You know, you're not drawing your gun. You're just acting casual.
It's just funny because he just mind petting a cat. That was so
Oh,
funny.
nice. So yeah, maybe you're gesturing, you know, petting a cat, and the professor, you know, kind of calms down, and he drops the stick, and his hands fall at his sides, and he lets out a deep breath, and
I have
feel
an
that.
adrenaline crash.
Oh yeah, you feel that
Oh,
wave
boy.
of exhaustion just flow over you after all that energy. You were ready to take down a rhino, whatever was charging at you, but now you grab your clothes and, you know, mutter thank you as you start pulling your wet clothes. You shake them out, wring them out again, and start pulling your nice woolen suit back on that's just soaking wet. And William helps you kind of straighten your bow ties. You tie it on, and yeah, it smooths your hair back a little bit. Like, it'll be fine, come on. And you walk him back to the path. Everyone else is probably waiting there, maybe studying these strange things that you've seen. In fact, Rebecca, give me an occult roll. You would be keenly interested in these objects hanging from the trees, these blasphemous wind chimes. So these are totems, and you know that these are harmless, but they were obviously inspired by genuine occult objects. But there's nothing mystical or magical about them. It's almost like someone was doing something here to maybe warn someone or scare someone, but this is nothing specific or nothing special about it. Almost like someone without any real knowledge made these. The professor's now back with you. He's calm. He's settled his nerves. Night is quickly falling. The path continues on northwards. Where do you go?
I continue. I follow this trail.
Fellowship continues.
Let me
Fight
clear
squad.
off.
I think the professor is gonna hate wildlife after this one.
I know. Let me find this up here. Where is it?
I think the professor will hate life after this.
I don't think he's a man that hikes very often. No.
No.
Who's in the lead? Stella, I assume you're tracking. Give me a listen roll.
Yeah. What? Listen?
Listen.
Correct.
Listen. Oh, I'm not the best listener in the world.
Ooh, that was
no.
almost 70. Oh, darn. You got luck.
Do you want to spend 13
Yeah,
luck?
I'm gonna. So, I'm bad at math. 40 minus 13 is
Yep.
27?
Keep in mind, you will
Yep.
just die if you
27.
go under 30.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
I've been under 30 since session 1, so.
Right? Yeah, you guys are all on borrowed time at this point.
So I did it.
Give me a... So you passed your listen roll. Give me a stealth roll as well.
Oh. That is supposed to be more my...
And your roll is going to count for the whole...
Oh!
Oh,
crap.
Oh.
Can I push this? Can I push this?
Yes.
Oh, and I'm technically better at sneaky than you.
Yeah, I'll let you push.
How much? Thank you.
There we
Oh,
There we
that
go,
was
there we go.
90 for a second. That was
we
like it hovered on 90 for the longest time on my screen.
You hear something bleating and thrashing about up in the woods ahead. It sounds like some sort of animal has been caught in a trap.
All right.
Do you motion for everyone to stay back, or do you all go up together using your stealth?
I'm definitely staying up with her. This is our job, you know.
Right.
We're good at this.
What about the others?
I think I motioned them to stay back.
I would think that maybe Rebecca would probably encourage the professor to stay back, because this could be something horrific.
Definitely, yeah.
What about Rory?
Not gonna go up all the way with him. He'll take a good middle ground, so if something goes wrong, he can tell the professor and Rebecca to run.
Okay. Stella and William. As you round a bend in the path, you see where the noise is coming from. There, in the middle of the trail, is the monster. Only, unlike the last time you saw it, there seems to be less smoke. In its place are 4 legs the size of tree trunks. The thing's tentacles have pinned a buck to the ground, where it bleats and thrashes around helplessly. As the buck grows weaker, the remaining smoke reaches down and with a sickening, squelching noise somehow embeds itself into the animal's side. The smoke pulses, accompanied by wet, retching sounds. Black ichor begins leaking from the buck's nose and mouth and from the various wounds that cover its body. Finally, the poor animal stops thrashing and the monster pulls back. Agran Talan sits there, oddly still, as if waiting to see what will happen next. With a shudder and a twitch, the buck springs to its feet. Its pure black eyes look around, while ichor continues to drip from its wounds and orifices. It opens its mouth, but instead of a bleat or bark, smoke belches out, forming tentacles that lash out briefly before snapping back into the animal's mouth.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane, I think.
And you're not even there. William and Stella, for seeing Agran Talan, make a sanity roll.
All right.
I mean, you're already creepy, even without it.
Right, without it being possessed. You both pass, but you still, seeing this, causes the loss of some sanity. You both lose 2.
Fair, fair.
That is pretty hideous.
Watching what happened to that buck requires another sanity roll.
Another one?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, not so successful.
Ooh, not so successful.
Seeing a minion being created,
Oh.
you will lose 4. Where are we at on sanity?
I suddenly went from feeling very confident to feeling like, ooh, I'm a little close to my daily now.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through my daily.
So Stella can lose 7 more, William can lose 4 more.
Don't say it that way. That's not the way to word it.
Because of your stealth roll, this buck and Agran Talan don't seem to have noticed you. The Agran Talan waits as the buck begins to root around the clearing, scratching trees with its antlers and pawing at the ground with its hooves. And it snorts and sniffs the air, its head scanning around, looking in your direction. What do you do?
This does feel like a hunting scenario. And I've
I
got a
was gonna
hunting
say,
rifle.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I'm like,
But
classic
this
situation.
is also like a Cthulhu demon creature, so, you know. Fun, Maybe.
If you don't do it, I will.
You don't have a hunting rifle. You're just gonna like run up with your revolver.
Yeah.
Go for a headshot again.
So, which is the best, you think?
Let me
You
pull out
better
some
do it.
tokens here.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're doing it then. I'm pretty good at running and dodging, so
So
I might have a shot.
the professor and Rebecca are back here. You guys will probably hear the gunshot. Rory is here, kind of in the middle. Got Stella and William.
Yeah, who knows what the fucking professor is? The evil professor, I mean.
We've got
He might just be behind us holding like a machine gun. You don't know. He's got a Tommy just waiting for us.
Agron Talon and the Buck right there.
Oh, there's two of them as well. Yeah. They're not the same entity. I forgot to mention that. As in, notice that.
Oh, my thing. Oh, my Zoom just went crazy. Hang on. Zoom out, zoom out. No, come on. I'm having issues.
You know you want to do it, Billy. You know you want to do it.
There we go.
He's
I
been-
absolutely do.
He's
But
been
I don't want to die.
He's been caressing the rifle ever since he got it. Like it was a baby.
Familiar with the model.
All right. The Buck and Agron Talon will go first unless you are using weapon. So
Oh,
William
yeah.
and Stella,
Oh,
if you're
yeah, we're
using guns,
using-
you'll go first.
Oh yeah, we're using guns.
So
Yes.
let me go to William. You're up first.
Alright.
Anyone else hear that, or just me? Oh, you know what? Never mind.
Let me pull him down here.
Let's go!
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
You went for the buck instead of the big guy? Okay.
So the Buck
I might actually have a fucking chance of killing that thing.
the Buck took a pretty serious hit, and it is unconscious. So where do you, man? You are like, you're ruining all the battles. No, I'm teasing. You're making it awesome. Where do you hit this Buck to basically incapacitate it?
Yeah, I was probably like, I like to think I was aiming like like center mass, and I probably hit him like between the neck and the shoulders, and he's sort of just like, yeah, that feels like a pretty incapacitating hit.
He is
Poor
not
guy.
dead. You can see him kind of twitching and thrashing on the ground, and he's giving off this horrific sound. It's like the mix of some sort of strange bleeding, kind of like a sheep's cry, and then it looks at you and its eyes lock on you, and then you hear that familiar sound.
Not the cat. No.
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 And the strange piping sound that echoes through the woods, and you hear the Agron Talon lets out this grating metal sort of sound, and we go to Stella. It's your turn. Everyone else hears the gunshot going off in the woods. We will come to you in just a moment. So Stella,
I
you want to
guess
take your
I'm
turn.
taking a revolver shot to the...
To the big guy.
Yeah.
Kill
That's-
minions first in
How
boss
do I
fights.
target again?
It's not always the
I
right
got it.
strategy, but my God, I'm consistent.
This is about to be not consistent. Hang on. I'm gonna use my... Yeah. What?
You can do a single shot or multi shots.
What's the difference again?
So if you do
Can
a single shot, you'll just get one roll. If you do multi shots, you'll roll 3 times. Each one has a penalty die, but you get 3 attempts to try and hit it.
No, I'm gonna do single shot.
Okay.
Alright. Nah.
So you can use luck on a firearms roll. You would need to spend like 25 luck to make that a hit.
Listen, I'm gonna make it fun. I'm down to 2 luck.
Whoa! Wow!
You're gonna burn
I'm
it?
gonna make it fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow!
Let's roll the damage on Stella's gun.
We're in late campaign. Listen, we're in late campaign.
This is true. This is true. I suppose.
Roll a 1d10 for me.
1d10. That's a 12. That's a d10. Alright. Not bad, not bad.
7 damage. Nice.
I don't know if it actually did any damage to it.
He's got a little bit of armor that actually blocks more than half of it, but it actually hits him and seems to affect him slightly. And he lets out that little shrieking sound. It is now going to be, let's see, Rory, it's your turn. So you hear the 2 gunshots, the rifle and the pistol.
Just real quick, I just had a thought. So we're several hours away from the barrels that we need for the ritual, but just a question, could we like dig a hole or 3 holes and use that as like a container?
It has to be sealed.
What if we put like a big stone over them?
We could do the ritual to like keep them in one place.
Yeah,
and
you
then
could
go get
bind
the
it
barrels.
here.
Yeah.
It would take 5 rounds
then we
to
could run.
do that binding, and then if you could lure it onto that and bind it, you could hopefully go back and get the barrels.
Yeah.
You need to find the 4th part, or the 3rd part, Soth. But you would have
we'd
the
have
first
2,
2 parts
yeah.
here. Yeah.
That would be huge.
So I think I might go back, just knowing that they probably encountered something significant. I'm going to go back to the professor and Rebecca and just ask them if they can do some of that voodoo they did on the ship to
The professor is
prevent
probably
this
not
thing.
in any state to do this, but Rebecca would have to. She'd have to try
Yeah.
if she thinks she's ready to do it.
My student, I'll leave it up to you.
And then once I've relayed that, I'm going to run up and try and join William and Stella to see if I can help hold it off
It's
longer
gonna
so they
be-
have time to do the ritual.
It'll be Agron Talon's turn next, and then it will be Rebecca's. So Agron Talon is going to move up, and why is it moving everyone?
He just got small. Nice.
Yeah, it's moving everyone.
Strategically growing. That's incredible.
Right? This Foundry is having issues tonight. Let me
Twin horror.
let me see. Yeah, he's just gonna wail. He's gonna wail on Stella. Let me get
It's
it.
been nice knowing you, everyone.
There we go. There we are. Okay, now Stella, you have the option. You can try to dodge, or you can fight back.
Oh.
So if
Did
you
it roll an
dodge, you will need to get an extreme success dodging, or a critical success.
And if I try to fight back?
Yes, or that's if you want to dodge. If you want to fight back, you have to get a critical.
Oh, no.
And let me just check the scenario and see, because it does something different here. Let me see. Let me just check this for damage, because it's... Where is it? Sorry, give me just 1 second.
No, I'll just dodge.
Okay, go ahead.
Attempt
You can
to.
click on the dodging, because I don't think it's going to do full damage here.
Oh, so close.
Oh shoot! So
It was impressive that it succeeded, but
and you don't have the
Yeah.
luck to burn to get that down there.
I've got two luck remaining.
Oh, let me click on this one and So that'll be a success. This will probably say a failure, but you got a success. But a success isn't going to be enough to do it. You needed an extreme success.
D3 plus 2d6.
It's okay.
I'm trying to see if it does this much damage, because I don't remember if it does this much damage right away.
That is not insignificant.
Yeah, it's significant. Let's see.
What's her max health?
Probably like 2.
7.
7.
7.
Oh boy.
It's been
It's
nice.
theoretically survivable.
It's been nice knowing you, everyone.
Let's see.
Listen, she went down fighting. I'm okay with
So
that.
it does. Yeah, it does. It does full damage. Let's see.
I'm okay.
Oh,
Insta kill.
Insta kill. It's okay.
did like double your hit points. So it lashes out with one of its huge tentacles. Now, William, you know how this feels. Agron hit you with this tentacle on the ship, but this is Agron Talon, twice the size, and this tentacle has twice the force behind it. And as it strikes Stella, it hits her on the left side of her face, and it peels the skin from her face and flays her open from her left ear down to her right hip. Her entire rib cage is exposed as those barbs on that tentacle just burrow into the flesh and flay the skin right off. She drops to her knees as pulpy pink entrails just plop out of her abdomen onto the ground, and she hits the ground, her face turned and her right eye staring at you in a look of absolute horror. Give me a sanity roll, William.
If you...
Yes, you better take sanity damage for this. You better. If you were any decent husband, you better take sanity.
Just a normal person be 1d4, but because it's your wife, it's going to be 1d6.
And that's enough.
Oh. That says... So Stella inflicted that on you, it looks like.
Well,
Okay.
it's true. She's the one who bullied me into shooting.
So you have taken your daily amount worth, so you are now indefinitely insane. Let me pull up the table. If you want to roll a d10, I'll let you inflict this on yourself.
Still alive?
Still alive. You faint. Roll another d10 for how long you faint. So you hit the ground and kind of fall on top of her, just sobbing and crying, closing your eyes, trying not to see what's going on. You just black out. Do you want to roll another d10 to see for how long?
Naturally.
8 rounds. Okay.
Gonna get stomped.
Rebecca, it's your turn.
Okay.
Do you want to try to cast that spell?
Yes, I will.
Okay. If you click on your character sheet, you can click on under gear and cash. Click on the spell. It's the beast be halt and shunned. And then if you double click it, click on cast. Okay, so this is going to take you 4 rounds to draw the symbols. So you begin to draw them. We go to the professor. What do you do?
Can I do something to lower the how many rounds it'll take for this spell?
Yes. So make a power roll, and if you pass, I'll let you expend 4 magic points to reduce the casting time in half. Oh yeah.
Oh.
With an extreme success, I'll say it only costs you 2 magic points.
All right.
In fact, I'm going to say it costs you 2 and it only takes 1 more round, because an extreme success is not easy to get.
Okay. I'm trying to do whatever I can, because as soon as that monster is visible, I feel like I'm gonna go insane immediately.
You're screwed. Let's go to the next round. Rory, you burst in on the clearing and you see Stella lying in a pool of her own blood and entrails. William prostrate on the ground, holding a handful of her hair and sobbing as this black, nasty beast with tentacles and chitinous plates and piping sounds and little purring cat noises is standing near, its tentacles lashing the air. What do you do?
I'm going to pick up the 30-06 because I'm better with a rifle. And then I'm going to try and get the beast's attention by shooting it, and then I'm going to start running back towards the Rebecca and the professor. Does the beast need to go over the sigil to trap it?
It does.
And also, while I'm there, I guess I can try and get William to come with me, pull him away.
Okay, so that's a lot in one round. I'm going to say you can pick up the gun and fire and maybe try and talk to William and get...
yeah, sorry, that's just kind of my plan, but probably this round I'm just going to try and get its attention.
Okay, so I've added the gun to your inventory. If you want to use it, make sure you target Agrin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll damage.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I don't think we have hope in killing this thing, though.
Yeah.
I just want to get its attention to see if I can, pull it back towards the professor and Rebecca.
Give me a persuade roll to try and get the professor, or to get William back on his feet. And if you haven't, add a penalty die, because he is technically he's gone insane at this point.
What am I rolling?
Okay, I'm not very good at persuade. But
Oh.
Wait, that's a 3. That was with a penalty die, right?
Or was that with a bonus
I thought
die?
I added one. I might have accidentally added a bonus die instead of a penalty.
Won't let me click on it. 2 10s. Oh, come on. Click on it.
I don't know.
I think they should have been an 83.
Should have been 83. So I can see you rolled a 0 or a double aught and then an 80. So it should have been an 83.
I think I accidentally added a bonus instead of a...
That's okay. So you try and persuade him, but he is deep in the throes of grief and blissful unconsciousness, and you're not able to rouse him. The next in combat would be Agrin. Agrin's going to slowly move towards you. It actually goes over the body of Stella, and its acidic touch just starts to sizzle and bake her flesh off of her bones as it goes over her body. And William's left hand is clutching a clump of her hair, and the hair gets burned off, and he's left just holding a locket of her hair as the rest of her is slowly dissolved as Agrin's acidic form begins to creep towards Rory. Rebecca, you are still doing the spell. The professor is helping you do the spell. William, you are unconscious. Stella, you are dead. Let's go to the next round.
I feel like I should have another turn, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Stella, you are dead.
I said that, but I don't have a plan. Let's see. What can I do? Not sure at this point.
You've got... And you probably don't want to see this thing. You've got...
Go back
I don't think the professor knows that.
Oh, yeah, you could go back and get the barrels.
That would take hours.
That would take hours. You have the Call Forth the Howling Fire. It does not cost sanity. It costs magic points. You could prepare that and hit it with fire.
That sounds like the best course of action.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Hail Mary
Use
at this
the
point.
fire to corral it into the sigil.
Yeah. So I'll try and take position in kind of an ambush spot maybe, so that I could push him towards the sigil.
Now, So yeah, maybe you could like drop fire behind it to force it like into the right spot. The hard part is going to be if you go insane when you see it, and then do you throw the fire on Rebecca or on Rory or what happens? So
Do I need to see it to cast this spell though?
no, you don't. So you could have Rebecca, like you could tell her, like, tell me when it's at this spot, and then you close your eyes and maybe you don't look at it.
I mean, okay, yeah, because I'm in like a hiding spot, so I probably couldn't see it anyways.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you're going to be able to do this. And so then Rebecca's going to have to tell you, and I'm going to have you make a willpower roll. Normally you don't have to make one to cast a spell, but I'm going to have you make one because you're doing it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, makes sense to have a debuff.
Perfect. So you get that spell ready, so as soon as she gives the word, you'll be able to set that spell off. So
Right, what's a willpower again?
It's power, one of your attributes.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I think that's the exact same one I got earlier.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Excellent. So yeah, you've with your student, there's an element of trust, and you trust that she will let you know at the right time, and you've got the words of the spell in your mind and ready to go, and as soon as she gives you the word, you're going to unleash that howling fire.
Yeah, my bout of madness is helping me with this because this is truly a dumb thing to do.
Absolutely. But you know what else can you do? This may be your last chance here.
Mm-hmm.
Rory, Agron is slowly moving towards you, dissolving the body of Stella. What do you do?
Can I just grab William and just pull him with me?
You'll have to drop the
I'm
rifle.
pretty strong.
Grab him with both hands.
Yeah, I'll drop the rifle.
Okay. Give me a strength roll. I'm going to take that rifle.
Can I get a bonus because he's unconscious? Like, since he's not going to fight
he's
back
not
or
fighting
anything?
back or anything, so yeah. Give yourself a bonus.
Oh my goodness! Wow!
Oh.
Holy shit!
That bonus die saved you.
Oh, man. So do you, like, sling him over your shoulder? Are you just dragging him?
Probably just fireman carry, I'd
Okay.
assume.
So you pick him up, and as you start dashing away, Agron lashes out with a tentacle. Give me a luck roll. And I know your luck isn't great. Oh, do you want to burn 4 points of luck? You can't burn luck on a luck roll.
I have enough to prevent death, but
Yeah,
only just.
and you can't use it on this. It's not going to be death. What he lashes out. I was going to see if he hits you or the professor, and that's going to be the professor.
Professor or
sorry,
William?
yeah, William. I'm looking at the professor's picture on the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah, he's got long tentacles. He's going to hit William, but it's going to
Human
be a
shield.
glancing blow because of this. And William, you can't dodge. You're basically unconscious. So just a glancing blow. Four points of damage for William.
You alive?
I am. I'm full health.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
got plenty of health.
I thought you took damage earlier. My bad.
Well, no, I would have died at taking the damage Stella took.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone could take 15. But you managed to carry William back into the clearing. As you reach the appointed spot, Rebecca, what signal do you give the professor?
I mean, his eyes are closed, so I guess I'll just, like, call out. to
Meow.
him.
Yeah,
Meow.
meow.
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
And I understand,
Yes.
Do it right, meow! You yell out. Oh, that was cringy. That was a catastrophe.
Good one.
I'll stop while I'm ahead. All right,
everybody
so
behind.
right, you yell out now. Professor, make your you already made your power roll. Go ahead and roll to cast that. Click on the cast button on that spell. Spends the magic points. You notice as you cast this, you're actually going to recover 2 of those magic points. It seems as though this is near a ley line, and so it doesn't cost as much. So you can recover a little bit there. A
All right.
large howling blue flame appears at the point indicated. Are you trying to hit Agron or just force him onto the symbol?
The goal was to box him in, kind of, towards the sigil.
Roll a 1d6. He is going to take a little damage. Ooh, nice. Let me add the damage here. His armor does not seem to protect him from that fire. And he lunges towards the symbol. And as he moves towards the symbol, Rebecca, you need to close that ward. And you do it simply with a thought. You picture the symbol that you drew on the ground illuminated by moonlight, by magical fire, by earth elements. There's a blinding flash and a howling shriek as Agron Talon is bound. And you hear the cry, the grating of metal. And he thrashes around trying to free himself from this, letting out a squeal. There's a burbling sound as his form begins to lash against this ward and trying to get away from those blue hot flames that are billowing behind him. He looks at Rebecca, almost begging you, please let me out. You can feel your heart beating in your chest as his mind is tunneling deep into yours, and then he calls upon your weakness.
Really?
Give me a power roll.
That is not a cat.
Okay.
Okay. Whew. You know this is not a cat. This is not... He's playing mind games with you, and you shut it all out, and you turn away from his mental probing and allow him to be trapped by the ward. He's thrashing wildly. You have Agron Talon trapped here, but for how long you do not know. It will last as long as that ward remains, but if that is disturbed in any way, then he will be set free. You see Rory come back into the clearing ahead of the beast. He's got the professor, or I keep saying the professor, I'm looking at your picture, at William over his shoulder, but there's no sign of Stella. William, you're beginning to slowly come to, and the whole world is upside down as you realize you're being carried by Rory. And he sets you down gently, and you look at your hand and it's still clutching a clump of Stella's red hair. And Professor, you still have not opened your eyes. You know you cannot see this beast or risk going insane.
I mean, I feel like, to be fair, the professor wouldn't know that, right?
He might have an inkling that he does not want to see this, but,
Yeah.
you know, is your curiosity going to get the better of you?
Can I roll with the bonus dice?
Yeah.
My sanity?
Yep.
Because it's trapped and everything.
Oh, yeah. And maybe that would be helpful to see it, you know, not set free.
Okay. If I fail this, you guys better carry me to the nearest mental institution.
Oh. That was okay. Good. Good.
Ooh. So
That was close.
because you have trapped it, you are significantly less afraid. And you have done this before. You have trapped Agron. And you look at him almost with a sense of empowerment. Like, I have done this before, and yet here you are trapped again. You will not get the better of me. And as you gaze upon him, you do not lose any sanity because of that sense of empowerment.
Generous.
You have 2/3 of Agron Talon Soth trapped. You need the third part. You need the third urn before he is set free, or you have to do this again to Talon once he is free. Once you have all 3 parts, you can rebind them into those barrels.
How long will the sigil last?
It will last as long as the sigil remains there. Let me just double check that. If the sigil is marred or broken by someone other than the beast who may not touch it, the ward's power is destroyed. Let me see if there's a duration on that.
We should kill that deer so it doesn't try and come free it.
Yeah, that deer is not dead yet. It lasts until that sigil is disturbed. It could be 1,000 years. But if that sigil is disturbed, like if an ant crawls across it and disturbs it at all, then Agron Talon will be free. Or rain.
We need to get out of here. Yeah.
We know it works now, I suppose. You know it works.
Let's book it.
Do you want to go dispatch that deer?
Rory, I feel like...
Oh, we probably should.
You can go up and take it out with a mercy shot to the head.
Don't forget that rifle just laying on the ground.
Oh yeah. Let me put the rifle back in your possession. I think I took it off your character sheet.
Rory got it from me when I was, well, no, not even knocked unconscious. I just collapsed. Yeah.
I'll just pick it up and give it back to William. He's probably better with it.
I don't know if I'm caught.
Are you sure you should give him?
Yeah, but I'm a little insane.
He's a bit of a risk.
Maybe I'll give it back
Crazy
to you
war
after,
hero veteran, like who knows?
We should disarm William. So
I'll keep it for now.
Maybe Rebecca, you would ask about Stella.
Sure, I'll ask.
Where's Stella? She says.
Perhaps roll a psychology.
Yeah, that feels like a pretty hard question to answer.
Oh yeah. Give me a psychology roll.
Blunt.
I did it earlier. I couldn't quite pull it through twice.
Oh, I thought Stella.
I thought that was. You think that was a Rebecca?
I thought
roll.
Rebecca was gonna roll.
Whoops.
Yeah. We'll have Rebecca.
That kind of makes more sense. Duh.
I taught her well.
There we go. Excellent. Yeah, she's used to calming people down at this point. It's just part. It's in the job description. So you maybe get down on the ground, kind of squat down and take William's hand and look in his eyes and maybe ask him, where is Stella? And he looks at you with tears welling in his eyes. He's fighting back the urge to just break down, clearing his throat, trying to speak, but the words won't come out, and he just kind of nods his head in the direction of the clearing. Now, Rory, you've seen what's there. What do you do? Do you want the professor to see that, or
did I actually see Stella? Because it was pretty dark.
Yeah, you would have seen her. William was like holding her hair right on the ground next to her.
I guess I'll just tell everyone that Stella is no more. I don't want to upset the professor or William right now.
Do you guys
And
want
the
to
professor.
Sorry,
I was gonna say I'm like inching this way.
Right. I want to get away from all that horrible stuff. Do you guys want to head back and get the barrels? You've got this thing trapped. Does someone want to wait here? Do you want to? What do you propose to do?
In my mind, I feel like this thing's gonna get free really quick. This isn't William so much, but
yeah, my thought is we're in the middle of a forest. Something is gonna disturb that.
And also, there's a evil professor out there. We don't know who or where he is, and he's in this general direction. And if this thing's banging around here, you assume there's cultists.
Now, you know that with Agron, you couldn't destroy him, but his corporeal form was diminished. You could possibly do the same thing to Agron Talon. You'd have to use fire. Bring down that fire upon him. If you can burn him up, he will probably become powerless for a while, probably until Soth is released and they become whole again. Because that's what technically brought Agron back, was when Agron was reunited with Talon.
And they become whole again if we have them trapped here, the two parts?
They would probably remain as vapor if they're trapped, but if that is disturbed, then that vapor would dissipate. And you'd have to find another way to capture him again. So this may be your best chance.
We could have two of us stay here and guard the sigil while two of us head back for the barrels.
Do you send the two crazy people back?
I feel like we don't have a good mix of skills. You're the only one who's good on the boats, and also most people are going crazy. So,
like, I
one
guess
side's gonna be lacking firepower no matter
Rory and the professor could go back and get the barrels, and Rebecca and William could stay here with the sigil. So I feel like William probably is the most firepower right now.
Yeah,
it's true.
But if he sees something and goes nuts, his firepower might be turned against Rebecca and anything else in range. That may be your best choice. I think you need Rory for the boats, and the boats will cut the journey down by several hours. I don't think you want to send Rory.
I mean, maybe
by
William
himself.
could rest here while Rebecca keeps watch, and he can try and. I guess the professor and William could both stay here and rest and try and get past that sanity, and Rebecca could watch the sigil, and Rory can go alone.
So the professor has temporary insanity. He will recover after some significant rest. William, you need professional help for yours. Yours is going to be there through the end of the adventure, which is only one more session. But the professor, you have a chance to maybe, if you could spend time with Rebecca, I think she could help you through this, and you would probably recover from that temporary insanity.
What? Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask what exactly my sanity is. Like, insanity. Do I have a specific condition?
Yeah, so now that your time is over, we're actually going to roll and see what goes on. So right now your bout of insanity is over, but you have underlying insanity. It means that any little thing will set you off. And we get to pick. We can choose. So this is where like we could go through and change something in your backstory. And so if I look at your backstory, let's take you've got your you've got the people who are important to you is Stella, but maybe maybe the way that you cope with this is maybe you realize what a horrible person she was, and you can't
very
stand
selfish.
her.
She died very selfishly.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
maybe you take just bitterness with you, and people would expect you to take caring and loving, but instead you just like don't even talk about her. She was a horrible person, and like that.
I think she was like my better half.
Well, we were driving to Greyport, and she's like yelling at me from the back seat about take a right turn, and I'm telling her no, I know the way.
I did know the way as well.
So like we would know that none of that is true, but for your character, maybe that's now your reality is that Stella was just a horrible person.
I really like that from a roleplay angle because, like, I think he was a pretty bitter guy, and like he's a war veteran and such.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's how
I feel like he had the one good thing.
The only way he could make good out of this is to say that she must have been bad, and that's why this happened. Oh, that's horrible. Are you okay with that, Clara?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't sound okay. If you're not okay with that, we can choose something else.
No, it's okay.
Okay. And it's not a dig at you or Stella. Like everyone else knows that William loves Stella. I get it. But
no, he's going cuckoo.
Yeah, he's going cuckoo, and the way he copes is that she was a rotten person. Like she was bossy and everything else, and so it's going to be a shock to everyone else as William has nothing good to say, and like, do you want to go get her remains? Nah, let her lie. Let her stay there, and so that's going to be kind of the thing that the scar you carry with you will be that. So Rory,
that's fun role play.
Oh yeah,
nice.
that'll be awesome. And Stella, we're going to bring in another character for you for the last session.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah. Like,
so I have one ready because I thought maybe somebody would die. So I actually have a character ready. You can take that one, or we can roll up another one between now and then. It's a hunter in the woods. Do you mind playing the hunter? It's the guy you found his wallet in that car, that Samuel Johns.
Oh, that scared looking guy, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Do you want to play him?
Sure.
Perfect. So who is going back for the barrels?
I think Rory has to.
So Rory and Rebecca, or Rory and the professor?
I mean,
just
Rebecca
Rory.
could come, but the professor is insisting on going. Probably a bit of cowardice, honestly. He doesn't want to be around this thing.
And really, if you can get away from it, there's a good chance you can recover from your temporary insanity. And so it may be the best thing for you to get some space from that.
Are we gonna leave William then alone to guard the sigil?
Or William with Rebecca.
Maybe we all should. Maybe we all should just go. I feel like there's no one that's capable by themselves at this point.
We don't want the
staying there.
sigil to be like disturbed though, and then have him.
I feel like it's gonna get disturbed either way. We're in
There's a
nature,
fucking
right?
ant walked on it, right? Yeah, that is a big risk. What are we gonna do? Like body the ant? Just like fucking like pile drive him? I mean,
Maybe some raid. I don't
Give
know.
Rebecca a couple of pistols and just have her look for ants.
yeah, it's a rough task. We could find something to cover it with, but that's gonna disturb it.
Right.
Yeah.
We could dig a trench around it, fill it with liquid from the lake.
They're pretty good at climbing stuff, though. But a moat. This is a funny idea. I love this idea. We're really fighting insects. We'll do like a pesticide company if we get it through this.
Nice.
And we could dig a little moat around it and then just put stakes in the ground so no deers try and leap across it.
In the amount of time it would take to do that, we would have gotten the barrel.
Or like a leaf falls from a tree on top
Let's
to
find
it. Like
some cement. And...
So do we all just want to go and like hurry and get the barrels?
I feel like this thing is. I don't know if we either kill it now and like kill its corporeal form, or we just like accept that we're gonna have to get it when the third one is summoned.
Or we're just gonna run away, because in our minds, it's not like we're the only people that can take care of this thing, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, the order
might
came out
still be
here,
around,
but they
yeah.
all got wiped out.
We could just all leave and just hope that it stays in there, and if it doesn't, we'll just put it back in.
When you think about it, the federal government could just take care of it. No, I mean,
That's you.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
that's true. I am the federal government. You got me there. Okay. I feel
mean,
like it is
okay.
trapped.
Maybe the professor can make like a sacrifice play and sit here, keep an eye on it. I'm not sure.
So you actually feel kind of empowered because you've trapped this thing, and this was the thing that caused you some fear and consternation, and now you've got it trapped here. That might actually be helpful for you, as long as it doesn't, try to whisper anything into your mind and try and get you to break its bonds.
Okay.
If we do that, I'll leave the professor with the rifle.
Right, yeah. Rory and Rebecca, you two go and get the barrels. I'll watch William and the thing.
It's going to take like 6 hours to go get the barrels and come back. It's about a 6-hour round trip.
What else can we do? I feel like this is the best option.
It's
Yeah,
either
let's
this
just go.
or fully leave and just let it go free. So yeah, these are our options.
Let me do this real quick. So what's the vote? Is everyone going? Who votes yes?
I think Rory and Rebecca are going to get the barrels, and William and the professor are staying, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like we've got a consensus.
The insane people are the ones staying.
Yeah.
You know what? That tracks.
Yep. So yeah, when you guys get back with the barrels, there's nothing there. As Rory and Rebecca are going back to get the barrels, you come across a hunter in the woods, and he is terrified, and he hears you approaching, and you can hear him muttering the words to a prayer in the woods. And this is that man you saw, his car, Samuel Johns. And I think Stella or Clara, can you move him? Do you have control of him?
Of who?
Of
Oh,
Samuel
my guy?
Johns?
He's south of us. Yeah, he's here.
I do not have control.
Okay, I'll have to. Oh, let's see. Yeah, let me get configure ownership here. There. Now, can you control that token?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So you come across a hunter, and we'll just kind of, zip through the introductions. This hunter was startled he was out here hunting when he heard gunshots, and he happened to look in and see, what happened. He saw that beast, and he saw the people being shot, and he hid in the woods as the Professor Sebastian and his lot and the beast were coming down the path. And he was here until you found him, and so now we'll bring Samuel into the game. So he's now with Rebecca and Rory. And this is where we will end session 4. We can go ahead and make some improvement rolls. Let me turn on
I improved very much.
You did not improve your breathing, but everyone...
Too soon.
Right. Everyone else can make improvement rolls to see if you improve your skills.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh, there we go, William.
Wow. Okay, I'll take that.
Rebecca.
You have to be truly insane to learn anything from this, I guess.
Right. Oh man. So.
Oh, my spot hidden is just off the charts.
Oh yeah. Man, Professor, how did you not upgrade any of those?
I have no
Your first
idea.
aid was 30.
I was, yeah, crazy.
Oh wow! And you rolled a 6. You're rolling too well. And then again, your English, you've got a 90%. And you rolled an 88 again.
Yeah, that happened last time. It was like 89 or something. I swear.
Yeah, it was 89. Yeah.
That is where we will end off. And I will get this recording posted tonight. So we've got one more session. We will definitely finish it next time. You are very close. There's not much left to explore, but you guys need to figure out how you're going to get these 2 entities plus the third one into those barrels. When you bring back the barrels, you're going to have to see if there's some way you can... If these 2 are not still here, you have to find them again, or if they're here, you need to find the third part. Hopefully still in the urn. You know that there's like I said, there's probably one more night until the full night. By the time you get back to the cars and back here, it's going to be the breaking of dawn, start of a new day. Professor, you will have had a nice rest, and you'll be able to remove your temporary insanity. In fact, let me take care of that for
Frankly,
you.
that's kind of hard to imagine, considering I have to keep watch over a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah. Rebecca, yours will go away. I think the professors would stay. I think that would just make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me...
While William's watching, the professor could just go off into the woods a ways and rest.
There's no point in me staying then, I guess.
There we go.
I'll prop myself up on a tree and take short power naps, but I don't think that'll affect my insanity or whatever.
You could... You've got your father's pipe. You're not a smoker. Do you decide this is the time? Do you light up that pipe?
If only there was some grass nearby. Oh, sorry.
There might be. There may be. Let's see. You pull the pipe out, and you don't have any tobacco, but you hold it in your hands and you put it in your mouth. Just the smell of the pipe, the taste of the wood brings you back to better places. And you imagine that you're sitting in Boston Common, that you just relaxed, feeding the pigeons, contemplating on all the historical events that have transpired in all of this land, in this land that you are now, and your mind is gently eased. And I'm going to have you give me a luck roll. If you pass it, then you can alleviate your sanity.
Alright, let's see. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wait, this is my third 12?
Right?
I think so. No, there was a 10. 10 earlier. My bad.
The professor did a great thing today.
And your bout of madness is over. And let me get Rebecca's off of there.
I have some interesting facts up there.
There, Rebecca's is over. And let me check Rory's. Did you lose any sanity? You did not lose sanity. William, you're still going to have that underlying insanity. You need hospitalization, but you're going to probably taking turns with the professor, resting and watching. You're going to be able to recover your daily expenditure, but you still have that underlying insanity. That's going to be.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am psychology though, right? Can I do something?
Yeah, give me a psychology roll.
I'm Mr. Psychology. Guess I'm not. My bad.
It looked like it was on a 20.
You tried.
Yeah, you just make it worse. Like, hey, don't think about your wife, you know. Don't think about that lady.
She was really nice, you
yeah, she
know.
was
But
such a
then
nice
I say
girl.
that, but then I'm conflicting
Whoa.
with his coping
Yeah, he's
mechanism,
like, no, she wasn't. She was terrible. And
I'm
you
like
just,
all confused.
yeah, you just add to his distress and
It wasn't
confusion.
Diaz.
So this is where we will end for tonight. Next time we will finish. So maybe over the week, kind of consider some plans how to. If you come back and if the beast is still there, you still need to go find Soth. He's probably still in the urn. He's probably still with Professor Sebastian, so that may require either stealth or brute force to get him. You'll need to figure out if Agron Talon is not here, another way to potentially trap Agron Talon, or if Agron Talon is united with Soth, you're going to have to trap the three of them. However, it will end next week for sure.
Well, I'm assuming if Agron Town isn't there, then the professor or William won't be there either.
I think that's probably a good guess, unless they fled as he got free. But you may just find a pair of Oxford shoes and an old fedora hat on the ground and a couple piles of ash. But we'll find out what happens.